G'day ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? Sorry about the mix-up there, but welcome into another Dungeons and Gumdrops stream. How is everyone? Hope you're all having a great start to your weekend, or, you know, it's probably Friday night for you, could be Saturday as well. Welcome in. Yeah, sorry about that mix-up. I thought I had done everything correctly, and then it turns out that the stuff in Discord... the stuff on Twitch did not automatically update within the stream information in OBS, and that's what screwed me over there. But welcome in nonetheless. We're going to be here for Dungeons and Gumdrops Session 19, The Spirits of the Dead. Or Spirits of the Dead is what it's called. So pretty much we're playing a bunch of level 19 characters, whilst our main characters are actually in a sleep state. They've been put to sleep. And so yeah, we're going to kind of do a recap of where we were at from a couple of sessions ago, because of course we didn't play last weekend. So the weekend before that we also had a session which was great. It's gonna be good fun, a lot of shenanigans to unfold with this, so I hope you're gonna enjoy. And I'll just straighten that up a little bit better. I need to be centered for some reason. I can't handle it when I'm not centered on my camera. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. It's great. We've got the entire crew here this week. And yeah, everyone's here. We're just going to jump straight in. So let me unmute Discord, and then I'll unmute everybody else, and we'll get into it.
Scotty, that would be actually hilarious.
Hey, there's Scotty.
Hey, everyone.
Scotty,
There he is.
we're just making sure you didn't do your recap right there, right?
How was the recap, man?
I didn't do a recap. I'm about to with you guys.
Okay, no, that was my question. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, you weren't doing the recap thinking that you were.
You were very passionate about whatever you were talking about. We were a little worried that you were doing the recap.
No, I wasn't. I had a bit of a stitch up with OBS and my titles and category being wrong because I updated it in Twitch, and then I saw something wrong in OBS because I've got the option set up there as well, and realized that I completely reset it. So, yeah. Wasn't fun. Don't recommend.
Bye-bye.
You see, my second guess is that you were talking to Chad about a very memorable BM earlier, so I was wrong.
Have a hug.
A very memorable DM.
Bye.
No, BM, as in the letter B, not D. Bravo, yes.
I love you.
Oh,
Hilarious.
For people who don't know what I'm talking about, a nice shit. Oh, my mic started drooping.
We're already starting. Oh gosh, the shenanigans. So,
The shenanigans.
we've got everyone here.
Maybe.
I'm here.
Fire's taking the little one up to
In a
bed, but I mean,
sense.
he's listening, so.
Okay. So we all good for the recap of session 18?
I believe so.
Nice. Okay. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dungeons and Gumdrops for today. And here is the recap of session 18. The house is alive. We pick up the party having ventured up to the third story of the house now. And of course, Zarlon has decided to clink on the head, the helmeted head of one of this obsidian armor. And Bird tells us to roll initiative. So a combat ensues against 3 of these suits of armor. One decides to use I can't remember the exact spell that was used, but it projects his sword and kind of use it. I believe it's Blade Dance, and does a bunch of damage to Zaleron. But we have Kaiser, and I believe it was also Bram decide, not our fight, we're just going to go back here and play some cards. Whereas, you know, Hey You and Balathol and Vandry and not Altharion, sorry, Eladin, I should remember, and ZR1 all get into combat and start dealing damage to these animated suits of armor, being able to kill them. Now, we continue to explore this upper level, and we find out that there are there's in a bedroom. There's a kind of a master bedroom that's got photos of both Gustav and Elizabeth Durst on the wall. Quite a large double bed with drapes, but it seems quite dusty. Hasn't been there for a while. People haven't been around, but we keep on searching and we come into this other room because we start to hear, kind of weeping and crying. So we come into this other room, and as, Zalon has taken some damage, he's kind of looking for, in this cabinet that's got medicine supplies. Now, Eladin, being a paladin, knows, is able to tell what these are and does successfully discern what some of them are. And is able to share them with Zaleron, because of course Eladin wasn't going to waste some healing on someone that he's not the biggest fan of. And so some snipes go back and forth on that. Quite funny. But there are two strange bottles of liquid there. One of which seems like an antitoxin, and the other one seems like a large potion that I've seen before. But I tell Zalon about the antitoxin one. And he takes the other small vials of potion that were there of healing. Now, in this room, there is kind of a small, crib room off to the left-hand side, where this kind of crying's coming from. And so, a couple of the party, I believe it was Zalon, ZR, Eladin, and maybe Vandry, went in to see what was going on. And so, I believe it was Zalon that flicked off, took the thing off the crib, the cover, and then stuffed it in his bag. And then Vandry comes in and notices that the light got flicked off, and then there's the bundle wrapped up in the center again. And then she kind of unwraps it because she's hearing this weeping coming from there, and it's supposedly a child. It's weeping. But through kind of some senses that both Eladin and Vandry have, we figure out that there's a spirit of a woman in this room that is doing the weeping and kind of having this conversation. She's quite veiled to Eladin, but Vandry has quite a good sense of seeing her. Zalon also has a little bit of, probably the same level as Eladin from memory, about, this ghost. And so she's staring at the crib crying, as well as, trying to tend to that baby, at least in her plane of existence. And so kind of a little bit of back and forth goes, and we discover that they just want to be left alone. Really, that we can't really gain too much information, but that the spirit is there for a child. But the child was the one that was supposed to be in the photo when there's the three of them. But there's only supposedly 2 children in the Durst family. But that points back to another point that we discovered earlier session, where we found a letter talking about the dark deeds that had been performed for a child. So Eladin kind of deduces that is this child, and that this woman is its mother. We then continue searching this one room, and we find a secret staircase that leads upstairs to, a secret 4th level in the house. And so we kind of split up looking for it. Eladin, Balathol, ZR, and Zalon all go into one of these big rooms. And we find all the furniture's kind of covered with, whatchamacallit, it's covered with shade cloth, and it's all quite dusty, and there's no lighting in there. So Zalon decides to do some light and head on in there. And there's this chest on the right-hand side of the room that's, there. And so he opens it up. And there is a corpse in there, wrapped in bloody sheets. Seems to have just been shoved in there with dark brown hair. This body has got multiple puncture wounds all over the entire torso and arms. It seems to be from a longer style dagger. But to Eladin, he can kind of discern that the corpse has been there for about 200 to 300 years. Doesn't belong to the house, as someone hastily just threw it in there. But he further recalls the letter about the atrocities to create the child and the stillborn child. And through some deduction, he was able to find that this body was the same body of that of the woman, of the spirit that was downstairs. It's at this point then we start to head out of the room, and Ziara is still in there whilst Zarlon's trying to do some shady stuff. I can't remember exactly because it was 2 weeks ago, but we all kind of step out in the hall, and not everyone's there. The door behind us closes, and we can hear some chatter, some spirits moving around. But we also hear the laughing of children coming from some of the other rooms. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will pick up for session 19, Spirits of the Dead.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey, Wicked Clan, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in.
Almost
Hello
so
there.
cool.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, let's see. I believe we left off with Hey You in that spare bedroom up there.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so. I don't remember. I don't recall. Again, 2 weeks. If you checked it or not. I don't think you did. Let me see. I didn't clear anything. So if I scroll up past the 1,000 rolls of 7 billion dice, we're doing some stuff.
Oh, that was me.
So it would be bad if I rolled a.
So we're doing it all in
large
Discord, Wicked
dice
Clown.
set right now.
We've got everyone on a Discord call in Sugarsockz's Discord.
I would never do that though.
Yeah, I
And
don't think
here
we
comes the dice.
actually did anything yet.
No.
I'm pretty sure we just came out of the room. You told us that the door closed
Okay.
and that there was noises in there, and you ended it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I
believe
think
so as
I
well.
thought we ended it with some crazy people considering going back into that room.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, there was them bickering about going into the room. Yeah,
Yeah.
there definitely was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So about that, is that something we can explore?
I mean, you can try.
That I've seen some TikToks on that when a DM says that. I mean,
Oh, no.
you can
It's
try.
never good.
You can try. You can always try anything.
Yeah.
Whether
All
you're
right.
getting in or not is really kind of, subjective.
Mm-hmm.
But Zerlon, he wandered away from me. I don't know where his character went.
Right here. Not far from you. I just went around the corner.
I just can't see it because of the corner.
Yeah, he
thing.
can't see you.
There you go.
Gotcha. Okay. So I don't know if this is gonna work or not. But
Thanks for the
before I
knocking.
try this, I've got
Wicked Clown, that
gotta
scared the
clear
living
it.
daylights out of me,
Yeah.
Chief. I was like, where the heck's that knocking coming from?
Walk over to Zerlon, and I'm gonna hand him the deed with the map.
Oh.
Okay.
What's this?
If I can find it here.
All the power.
It's really like minimal power. 'cause you know how to
Don't
do
take this away
anything.
from me, Bird.
Just saying. I
Right,
mean,
yeah,
you know,
it's
some of the
nothing-
things
So I just, at that point,
Yeah, it's all good, Wicked Clown.
This is.
I've been
how I
going well,
found
man. I've been going
the
well. Work's been
entrance
good.
to the
Life's been good for the most
stairway
part.
up.
How about
we
yourself,
took
man?
to
What's
get
been
to this
happening?
level.
How you doing?
It all makes sense now.
And as I do that, I kind of place my hand on his shoulder, and with your permission, Bird, Iron, I'm gonna need a Wisdom saving throw from you.
God damn it. For
Nothing
me?
could possibly go wrong.
Ew.
PvP.
Oh, no.
PvP.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No,
A
nothing.
wisdom saving throw, you said?
Wisdom saving throw,
Mhm.
yeah.
Wisdom.
How do I do that?
On the
Click on
left-hand
wisdom.
side, just click
Oh,
on
there we go.
wisdom. Yeah.
Found the word. Oh!
All right. Well, so you just failed,
Yeah, he failed.
Yeah!
and hold on a second.
Oof.
The part where I died now?
Oof.
No, not yet.
I just cast this on you, and as I do this, I tell you that I don't want you to even think about following me into this room.
You should have stopped to think.
Well then.
I don't even want you to think.
I don't want you to think.
Hard stop.
All right, let's see.
Oh, that's dirty!
That is beautiful, actually.
That's
so,
dirty, sir!
so you can't follow him into the room.
That is.
You can't even think about following
Done.
me into the room.
Well
Even
executed, Valathol. Well executed.
So
Oh, that is
keep
dirty.
in mind, 5d10 is an awful lot of damage.
It
Every
is,
time.
and my thought process on that is he has to concentrate on where he's going when he teleports. And if he even thinks about it, he takes 5d10 damage at that moment.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
I would say that pretty much fizzles that spell.
That's called a deterrent.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That's why I worded it the way I did.
Yeah.
Well then.
Evening.
Wow.
Hey, Dragoon,
that's
how you doing?
dirty.
Thank you
Starting this
so
game.
much
Okay, all
for
right.
the
Yeah, you got
resub,
me
sticking
dirty,
on
sir. I
in
thought we were
the
friends.
second, in
We
the
are,
first
that's why you're
company
staying outside
for
of this
5
room.
months. Thank you so much, brother. How you
Oh.
doing? Welcome in, welcome
But
in.
I,
At higher levels,
We got
you
some
can make it
shenanigans
last
happening
the duration
today.
Of a year.
No, at
Oh my
higher
God.
levels, I can make it last forever.
Holy
If I cast
crap.
that as a level 9, it's
Then
ended
it's
by one. It's
until-
only ended by one of the spells that can
Yeah,
end it.
greater restoration, wish, and there was one bonus on it.
wow.
Remove curse. Yeah, no, all of those are high level spells.
Wait a second. It can be removed by what? What again? What spells again?
Greater restoration or remove curse.
I don't know.
So,
We'll see what happens, I
Especially
guess.
you have some thinking to do. Do you not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Or not.
I mean,
Thinking.
not about that. But you've got other thinking to do. Yeah.
So,
There's
to bring you up to
other
speed,
things that must be
Dragoon,
done there.
Balathor just cast the spell on screen on Smithy to stop
Okay.
him from teleporting into the room we just came out of.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna move back to the door. We'll see if she even lets me do this.
Because Balathor wants to go in on his own.
I'm gonna move back to the door and I'm gonna look through the keyhole.
Okay.
And as I'm looking through the keyhole, I keep clicking the wrong stinking screen. Hold on. Keep clicking Discord. I'm gonna cast Misty Step
Okay.
and use that
Dang.
to go into the room.
That works.
Now my question is, do I
Son of a
die
bitch.
instantly? Huh?
I said, nah, you sassy sons of a bitch. No, you don't. You do not die instantly.
Okay.
However,
Oh no.
Okay.
you do start to notice as you're standing, the room seems a little brighter than it was before. The fire is actually going. It's pretty warm. There's a rocking chair in the corner that everything is still clothed, but it's rocking very slowly, very casually.
Hmm.
The chest that has the skeleton in it is properly shut. but you notice a dark black smoke starting to come and fill the room. Very slowly. You don't even smell it yet. You're not quite sure what it is, but it just doesn't seem like just a fire is burning.
All right. So I would like to address in the direction of the chest and the smoke.
Okay.
And basically I want to say that I realize that I may be intruding where I'm not welcome, but there are some things that I need to know, and I don't expect to make it out of this room.
Okay.
So do I get any kind of answer or response to that?
So as you're speaking and the smoke is still not, I don't want to say billowing, it's the wrong word, but seeping out of the fireplace, it starts to retract a little bit and it hovers just over where the fireplace would exit the wall. And the chest creaks a little bit extra than it was before, and it slowly opens on its own. And it's just the skeleton sitting, and all you see as you're staring is eyes, perhaps, that blink into existence and look directly at you.
All right. That's not spooky.
No thanks. No thanks. Don't want any of that.
I
It's
will.
the death house, it has to be spooky.
Exactly. So I'm going to slowly approach, keeping an eye on to make sure that this isn't interpreted as a hostile action. You know what I mean? So I'm cautiously approaching
Okay.
this skeleton, and I inquire as to whether I can ask it some questions.
How many questions do you have with that spell?
I believe it's 3.
Okay.
Let me look.
It's either 3 or 5. I can't remember.
Good. How about I link it? We can all read it.
Beautiful.
5 questions.
Oh, it is 5. Up to 5. I thought it was 3.
You asked 5 questions last time they used this spell.
Yeah.
Did I for real? Wow, I can't count.
I
so-
think you only came up with 3 on your own.
I think you only came
That-
up with 3.
that-
Then,
might be.
yeah, and then you
Gotcha.
came to us. Yeah.
Well, also, asking questions of things has really been always kind of like unanimous with 3. You know what I mean? Like genie stuff.
Typically, yeah.
Right, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Alright, so
As
yeah.
you start and complete that request, skeleton sort of shifts a little bit, but not very visibly. It's so minute. And all you hear, very low, almost as if it's behind you in the back of your ear. Go ahead and ask questions.
Alright, so the first question that I want to ask it is, can you tell me how to get into the basement?
There's a door on the east wall of this room.
Of this room.
That is what she said.
Now I have to look at this room better. Alright. I get 5 of these things, so is that the only entrance to the basement?
Yes.
I'm assuming that north is up on this map?
North is actually left on this map. If you look at all the way
Oh,
at the
what?
bottom, the thingy is on the bottom of the sheet, all the way at the bottom. I can't with my brains. Compass. There you go.
Is it like bottom right or something?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't
What,
see
the
it either.
compass? Oh,
Yeah.
is it only for me? Okay, so North
Yeah.
is left on this map. I don't know why they did that, but North is. Oh, I know why they did that. Because I have Fog of War on. It's not going to show you the outer side of the map. If
Oh,
I
Hmm.
do that.
okay. Wow. So this is gonna be fun, guys.
Uh-oh.
I think Zalon's screwed.
I can't come into the room.
That is beautiful, actually.
Rip.
I'm gonna have to do
So, question about that spell.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is, I don't know if this is a question for Bird or what, but because you told him that he can't think about following
Pretty much,
you
Dragoon. Pretty much.
into the room,
Mm-hmm.
but he could think about following somebody else into the room, correct?
There's also I can end it.
Yeah, he can
I
dismiss
can- I
it
can-
at
I
any
can
time.
dismiss it.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
Smithy is unaware, really, if you think about the characters, of what it will do if he thinks about following Ball into that room.
Right.
Yeah.
All he knows is Ball said, "Don't think about following me into the room."
Right.
No one
and
is
then-
aware that he's actually, quote unquote, charmed with that spell.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm more curious from like a behind the scenes thing if that is a loophole kind of thing.
Technically speaking, it probably would be, but there
yeah, it
should
would be, 'cause-
ideally be still the theory of, shit, am I following him into this room?
Alright, I'll have a look,
Right.
Dragoon.
Right, that kind of like
And I
fear.
started
That-
thinking about
right.
it.
And yeah, exactly. Because
Makes
you're still
sense.
thinking about that process.
all he knows is that I
Yeah, nice. That
want
looks
him in
great,
that
man. That looks really good.
asked him or told him not to even think about
Mhm.
following me into that room. Now
Right.
the spell is working towards that end. It's pushing him towards not following me into that room, not even thinking about it. So,
Right.
but you are, I would say you're probably right as far as
Yeah, awesome, brother.
if he was
Awesome.
like following you into the room,
And also,
it wouldn't push him. So
in order for him to think of that
Right.
loophole, he'd have to think about following him into the room.
Yeah.
true, but he's not thinking of a way around it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
basically
Yeah,
my
yeah.
point. He doesn't
He's
know that
just-
it's something to think of way around.
Yeah.
It's just if he does do it, if he somehow gets himself to, forces himself past that, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
He just
But
doesn't.
he
know
doesn't know that yet.
Right.
Could Zarlon hear any of this conversation happening from where he's standing?
No one can.
Okay.
that. All right. So that's 2 questions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that the question that I basically asked to cast it,
The initial
Doesn't
question was
count.
the cast date, exactly.
right?
Then it's 5 questions, correct?
It was a role play casting.
It's pretty cool.
So I'm going to ask. Let's see. How do I want to word this?
Carefully.
Hmm.
Right. I'm going to ask if I can open the door to the hallway to let my friends in.
No.
That bodes perfectly well.
Yeah, there.
Hmm. This is an interesting predicament Balathor's got himself into. Let's see what he's able to do with it, chat.
Trying to work my way through something here. Hold on.
He's like, I want to see.
I'm updating my spell slots
No,
too, so I know what I've got available.
I'm just looking to make sure that which room specifically you guys
You're
are
not allowed
talking.
in. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm also
Okay.
very,
So
now that I have
I've done that
no.
several times where I'm like, where is
Yeah.
these people?
question 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How do I open the door to the basement?
Carefully.
You have to ask
Sugar's
the
answered
children.
everything.
I know.
Carefully.
Sorry, I didn't hear that because people were giggling.
Wow.
She says, you have to ask the children.
Oh, fuck.
Or we
Angry today.
don't.
Rare.
Guys, I think we might have screwed up here.
No, I think.
What gave you that idea?
Where'd you get we?
I think
Hey,
the correct phrase you're
just-
looking for, Balathor, is you screwed up here.
No, because I'm getting information and it's important information. But I guess I could have gotten this earlier, but when we could all go in the room, but I wasn't the only one that left this room either.
Hey, I've got nothing to do with reanimating dead bodies, my man. I can't do anything like that, so that's your department.
I don't know what the hell you guys are doing, so I don't.
Pretty much, Dragoon,
Look at me.
pretty much.
So I've asked 4 questions, right?
One left.
During this, can I cast a spell?
Yeah, because it's just an action, so it doesn't take concentration or anything.
That spell is Misty Step.
No. I mean, I guess I could, but then I would have, no offense, guys, I'd have to stay for the whole session. I can't do that.
Well,
Hey, there's a reason for everything, right? We all have our time.
Yeah, somewhat,
Oh, yeah.
I think, Dragoon, somewhat.
Scotty's time's just a lot further up than ours.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
So I'm going to use the sending spell, and I am going to, because chaos reigns, I am going to I'm going to send this message to Hey You.
Oh no.
Someone that I'm not very familiar with in the party, but it's also like to mix things up. So I'm going to tell him, in this message, I'm going to give him all of the information that
Sheesh, this is about to get bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's just gonna start throwing spoons through the door.
Oh, gosh.
I hope so.
If we could
Honestly.
If we can take
Keep
their
in
spoons,
mind-
we can take their lives.
Hey. Keep in mind, there's a word limit on sending to 25 words.
25 words.
Oh no.
Really?
Yes, it's literally the first sentence on the spell.
Oh, 25 words.
You're thinking
Okay,
master.
well that's easy. So
How many spell slots do
I
you
can
have?
do this. I only have one of those left.
Oh, you can cast it at a higher level.
Can you cast that one at a higher level?
You can cast any spell at a higher level, just some of them have bonuses to do so.
I don't know
Oh,
if that
okay.
one has a bonus, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could always send a message like, the old telegraph messages.
Mm.
So, door to basement on east side of this room, sorry. ask the children to get in. I know I'm under 25 still, right?
Yeah.
Well under.
You're at 15,
Um,
I think, if my math is right.
Yes.
Am I missing
14.
anything? I'm trying to remember now. Did I learn anything else here? I think that's it.
We're all gonna die.
Now
No.
you gotta roll a D. No, it's never
Oh,
mind.
can't open door?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't open door from here. Good luck. Now I gotta come up with a really epic last question for this.
Totally
Well,
no
hey-
pressure.
Well, hey, you
Yep.
figures out what the hell to do with that info.
All I can think of is one of the characters that was introduced to a show I've been watching. One of the first things he says to the first woman he sees is, "May I please see your panties?" And then immediately gets his head kicked in. That would be the final question in Final Questions. It'd be horrible.
Have you been
Sheesh.
watching Scrubs?
No, One
I have.
Piece.
I have
Look in, we're back here.
I literally remember
here
that
we
specific
go.
sentence, specific line from Scrubs.
Also-
All right,
also-
so here we go. Is there any way that I can end your suffering?
I mean, yes, that is one way. Yes.
I mean, like, this is what's gonna happen to Val now.
Also, probably yes.
Mhm.
Did I stump Bird?
no, I'm just reading something. I want to make sure that I'm not incorrect.
Yeah.
The instant death spell, she just wants to make sure that she doesn't mess it up. Got all the rules right.
Very interesting question here, chat. Very interesting question. I kind of wish he had have asked this before he sent the message to Hey You, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. So... Telling you what, I do have a
It's
solution
always
for this present
terrifying
issue.
when the DM has to look things up.
Right?
A little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to just I want to make sure that I am well aware of what this is before I say it, but I don't fully know if it refers to full or modifier. And I feel like it's modifier, but I don't know.
It's not. That's
Nothing
totally
is-
reassuring.
Nothing's clarifying it for me. All right, my DMs, you ready for a question?
I would love it.
The spell enables creatures of an intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
Mhm.
Is that modifier or is that total?
That's total.
There's no creature that I have at all that is a 1. I
Yeah.
don't think that's total.
Has to be modifier then.
I personally think it's modifier, but I don't. There's nothing that says it specifically.
I'm
It just says
pretty su-
intelligence scores of 1.
Yeah, it should be of score because the idea is you can send a message to an animal or something like that, but not a
Yeah.
like
Right.
non-sentient thing. So
Yeah,
like if you
it-
try and send a message to a construct, it won't work because they don't have intelligence.
That's actual.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or if like something's literally like a mindless blob that can't do anything other than exist.
Exactly. It has to have consciousness. That's the idea.
Okay. Okay. Let us care. All right, you
So-
asked me. No, that's it. That's you answered my question. I wasn't sure how, because it's not very specific. You know, I would be hopeful that it would say something a little bit more deeper than
not as
because
vague.
it could be very confusing.
Hmm.
All right, you asked how you can put her to rest. Is that what you asked?
Basically,
End
how
her
can I
suffering.
ease her suffering, end her suffering? If there is any way to do it. Or how can I? What did I say? Did I say how can I ease your suffering? Or did
How can I
say-
end
I
your
think you
suffering?
said-
I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm trying to just think of how she can answer something like this.
She answers it and immediately kills me.
I mean,
Just sucks the soul from your body.
It'd be a cool way to die. No? Okay.
no.
Hey,
I mean-
it would not.
before that, Bird, whenever you get the chance.
generally could. Okay. She will say. You have to return our bodies to our tombs.
And then the spell ends.
And yeah, and then she goes dead silent. The eyes sort of dissipate. And that warmth that was in the room fades fairly quickly.
Hmm. Very intriguing.
But the black smoke continues. And it looks like it's kind of coming from within the fire and in the shaft from well below you.
And like I'm not unalived yet.
You're not. You are still of the alive.
There is time. There is time.
Hey, Bird,
Yeah.
did you get my DM?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Got it.
I'm-
Yep.
So confused now.
I mean, the black smoke is slowly coming to fill the room.
From the basement.
Mhm.
Alright, so I didn't anticipate this at all.
Sorry, I'm pressing buttons. I mean, there's nothing about Speak with Dead that will kill you.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. I
So-
just assumed that.
I don't
being
think he
in
was
this room-
expecting the basement to be in that room. Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't expect the door to the basement to be in this room, and then
Yeah.
I also didn't expect that once I played my initial gambit here at the beginning of this interaction, that
Mhm.
I would still be standing here once it was over. So I really have no idea what to do right now. I'm just kind of like stuck in this room that's slowly filling with smoke.
Yeah. And it's very thick. It hasn't quite made it to you yet, but it will.
All right, screw it. I'm gonna do this. Because I don't know. Like he just said words to me. I don't know that I'm charmed, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Typically, people say words to you when they speak to you. Just a heads up.
Thanks,
I don't know if your guy knows that, but you know.
Appreciate you. Thanks for looking out.
Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, chat.
Jarlon's gonna be like, screw what he says. He's been gone for a while. I need to go make sure he's okay, and he's going to make his way towards the door.
Okay. Take 5d10. So, Ball, you.
Oh no.
I gotta stay true to the character.
28 damage.
You got really lucky there.
You got really lucky.
Yeah.
That could have been
That could-
substantial.
Yeah, that could have been 50.
That's average. That's average damage right
That's
there.
actually above
I know, yeah, but I mean, with the way that this group rolls dice,
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we either roll really high or really low.
Yeah.
I can always try and
Fair.
stab you.
I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
now it's psychic damage. So psychic damage, imagine
Really bad.
it's
Like
a
So like a really bad
Thunder.
headache?
it's
Yeah.
like a thunderclap of a headache. It just appears out of nowhere and it's splitting and it can buckle you to the ground.
All right, so I'll sort of like
If it's
fall to
strong
my
enough.
knees and like grab my head.
Yes. The only people who can see this are Eladan, ZR1, and Vandry.
Got it. Yeah, so I'll like fall to my knees and grab my head and be like, my head.
What's wrong, Zarlon?
I don't know. I went to go follow the guy, and my head hurts really bad.
The guy. Not allowed to say your name anymore now.
So you mean
the guy.
My head's hurting right now.
That was beautiful. I love it. Dude.
You know the thing. You know.
Trying to stay true to the character.
Yeah, no,
So,
that was
Bird,
great.
did I hear that Balathor had said that Zarlon can't think about going into the room to follow him?
Well, did you say it out loud or did you kind of whisper it more to him? If
No,
more to you with this,
I would have said it out loud.
then yeah,
I wouldn't have
anybody
been-
in
I
that
wouldn't have
straight
been secret
line
about it.
at that time would have heard him say that.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm waiting for them to be like, think about Ball again. Sorry, it's just so hard.
So, as Eladin, I'm not that sadistic, right? Okay, I'm not that sadistic.
All right.
So
ZR1 is though. Hey, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sounds like, I mean, Vandry's over here going, the guy? You
Yeah.
mean Balathor?
I'm gonna
Andrew,
go. Okay, so he said you couldn't follow him, and now you've got a crippling headache.
I think he put a charm on me.
Yeah.
Both of you can do an Arcana check. I want to see
I
if
was
you're
gonna say-
actually knowledgeable enough to pinpoint that might be what it is. Okay. Okay, yeah. So you could both kind of deduce after being in here for so long and doing all these sassy, salty tricks to people or seeing them, in the case of Elidan, that you could deduce that it was some kind of charm or spell to stop you.
That bastard.
Now, Ball, mind you, you can hear all of this going on at the door.
Yep.
They can't hear you.
What am I gonna do with this man? I sort of like raise up from my knees.
Vandry's gonna giggle and like slightly under her breath, but not really. She's like, probably not follow him.
All right, Bird, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So I have got a 4th level spell called Freedom of Movement. And what
Okay.
this is so I touch a willing creature for the duration. I'll put it in chat as well. is unaffected by difficult terrain and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. The target can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints. Finally, being underwater imposes no penalties on the target's movement or attacks. So, would that potentially work against this spell? I'm not certain if it would or not.
I'm gonna have to say no, only because the spell specifically says what will stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that you can't get around the spell.
Okay.
Because it is a charm, it's something out of his control.
Yeah. All right.
Bird, I promise final DM. For now. Awesome.
It's because sounds like that's a lie. Don't listen to him.
It's
for
totally
now.
fine. Yeah. I expect tons of those, but it's fine because he's doing his thing. Doing his thing.
All right.
Oh, I don't want to use it for this.
I'm Smithy, are you thinking the exact same thing I am? Because I think you might be. Does your staff have Dispel Magic?
Oh wait,
It doesn't work on that.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a charmer.
He's thinking about using Witch. Because he has
Ah, yeah, he does.
Remove curse, greater restoration, or wish.
Because, Dispel Magic is choose one creature, object or magical effect within range, any spell of 3rd level or lower, but I can up it. So if I wanted to up it to 5th level, I could end the spell, but because the spell is a charm, I'm not sure if that would work either.
Witch. It won't work because the
No,
spell
nothing will
specifically
work.
tells you what 3 spells can dispel it. It has to be one of the 3 things that the spell calls, or else it won't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Has to be remove curse, wish, or greater restoration. None of the other spells can actually remove the charm from him.
Damn it, I've
Just
got
don't
lesser
go in
restoration.
the room, and we'll go somewhere else.
Alright,
Did you tell us what he heard?
not yet. He's not even
don't
in the
think
room
so.
with
Yeah.
us.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
So wait,
Uh,
what's going on like outside? So this is all like, happening outside. Like, Bird, can I hear everything that's going on as well?
You hear them kind of mumbling about. I don't know how much you would really. You can give me a
Okay.
perception check. You can figure it out from there. See just what you can actually hear.
The perception, right?
Yeah, you can hear, generally speaking, that someone's having a hard time and they're trying to figure out what to do out there.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I mean, originally I just wanted to have you kind of like search for like shiny things in this room, something like too important.
Right.
So he's gonna be kind of like done with that, and he's gonna bust out the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
In like a frantic sort of panic, he's gonna pull out a spoon, slide it under the adjacent door for Ball, and then turn to everyone and kind of go, guys. I think he just tried to talk to me. I don't know. I got like a weird something in my brain. It talked, and okay, so it told me, door to the basement, east wall in this room. My favorite color is magenta. Ask children, drink the soup, don't eat the sofa. Good luck, champ. Some of that also might have been me, but
I love you.
that's what I got.
Listen,
Are you sure
he
you have
just
good
sent this
intelligence?
message.
Oh my gosh.
It's fantastic.
That is
Beautiful, beautiful man, okay?
Oh
That
my
is
God.
hilarious.
Wow.
That is getting clipped.
That's 25 words.
Like, I gotta figure out how to clip on Facebook because I need that.
That is getting
was beautiful.
that is
That's
now
breaking
officially
fast,
going to be a
yes.
Twitter clip.
Oh, it's easy.
Oh my god.
So Elodin's gonna look up from Zarlot and look at Hey Ewing and kind of go, wait, what did you just say? That was a whole bunch of gibberish.
I don't know.
Exactly what I said. Guys, come on. Wait, wait. I mean.
Slow down.
ZR's going to try and open the door.
Balathor's gonna grab that spoon, by the way.
What do you think Balathor said to you?
Okay. Like I said, some of that might have been me. I feel like the more important things are either door to the basement wall is in the east wall of the room. Drink the soup and then ask the children. Those are probably the most important things.
Okay. Well, I mean, out of the three of those, drink the soup is a clear outlier.
Well, you don't
I
eat
think
soup.
it's really important.
I feel like Vader was sitting here going like, I mean, could be.
I think there was soup downstairs, actually.
Yes, but remember that this house, there's dust everywhere, yet the food is fresh. That is very abnormal. Very abnormal.
Not if you don't clean your house.
Don't be pessimistic. Just drink the soup.
No, I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being a realist here, as I am the only lawful good character in this party. I have to play my character.
ZR will chime in and say, please note, I do not drink or eat. This is on you.
Noted, ZR. Okay. So if Balathor said the door to the dungeon is in the room on the east wall, that means we have to get back in there, but also saying to ask the children.
Yes.
Mate?
Was there a sofa in there?
Can
there
I,
like needed?
Can I try to open the door, Bird?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to open the door.
It doesn't budge. It actually feels like it's jammed, not necessarily locked.
Okay.
Does it look stabbable?
Does it look what?
Stabbable.
I mean, anything is stabbable.
I like the way you think. ZR's gonna start stabbing the door.
Now the
It's
real
almost as if you're stabbing metal.
Oh. Okay, so we can't get into that room.
So is that a no progress?
No problem.
Zarlot's gonna approach the door again.
Uh-oh.
Give me 1 second.
I think I found something.
Box, I sent you a message.
Okay, awesome. I love getting messages from the DM.
Beautiful.
Is this to clarify the me approaching the door again?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So chat, let's see what happens here. I'm really intrigued because, of course, at a meta level, we kind of know that
I think so, right?
that Balathor has said
I
to
don't
Hey
know.
You that
That's
we
why I'm asking.
need to.
In that's why I said in your opinion as well.
Okay, but like, there's multiple different
Yeah.
definitions for that word. So, which one are you talking about? Like this one.
Listen, I don't want to jinx anything, but Smithy, I think you might be fucked. All right, I'm just gonna use my one F-bomb.
There's some wording in that spell that I think I could resume normally.
I think the thing that you guys are overlooking is the fact that when
That's what I needed to know.
I mean, when Ball actually cast the spell, he specifically focused on the word thinking.
Mm-hmm. But it also says in the spell that I can only take damage once per day.
Oh, once per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've already taken my damage, so I should be free to approach the
while
door
the
now.
creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once each day.
Okay.
Nice.
But how do we decide if you're able to move past the charm?
Right. That's
The charm
the
was
bigger-
just
the
for me
bigger
not
question.
to think about it, right?
right.
Yeah.
So once the act of thinking about it no longer exists, or maybe it will forever exist, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it depends on how high he cast.
Yeah,
the,
I don't know how high
spell.
he casted it. I'll have to ask him.
But for fun reasons, we should just say as high as he possibly could.
Yeah, because
I mean, that would be the fun thing to do.
Yeah. Because its base level is a 5th level spell. Just depends on how high he went in terms of his spell levels.
Yeah, I mean, if he threw it out of the water and did a 9th level, it's forever.
Still, it can only take damage once per day.
Correct. So, what do? You just approach the door?
I'm going to approach the door, and similar to Ball, I'm going to look through the keyhole, and I am going to cast teleport to the inside of the room.
1 second, Bird.
Having already been in this room as well,
Okay.
it should be familiar terrain.
It definitely is familiar terrain. However, when you look through the keyhole, you don't see anything. It's just black.
Everything is totally fine.
Wait a second.
A-okay.
Can I cast this at a... Is there any bonuses to casting this at a higher level?
I mean, if you guys need me, I can see through magical darkness.
I actually don't think it's magical darkness.
Wait, I can bring everybody.
You're right. It's someone staring back at.
That would be hilarious, Sourcrave.
So-
Absolutely hilarious. But no, I don't think that'd work in this
How
situation,
many
my friend.
people
How
are
you
here?
doing?
1,
Welcome
2,
in.
3, 4.
That'd be spooky dooky.
How many people's around here?
4 of us.
A lot.
Directly around
4.
you, there's 4 additional people.
Mm-hmm.
Bram, Kaiser, and Scarth are not visible. Vandry is just visible.
Okay. Are they, like, if I were to shout, how many are in shouting range?
Everyone minus Kaiser and Scarth. Bram could hear you. Whether
Okay.
he did or not would be up to him. Can I see
So at this point-
what's the spell?
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Teleport. There it is.
Teleport. All right.
It's a wall of text. That's why I didn't put it in
Yeah,
there.
no, that's
but
fine.
I could bring up to 8 creatures, willing creatures of your choice. So I'm going to shout out for everybody to gather around, since ZR1 at this point has already tried to thrust his way through. And Paladin has tried to enter as well, to no avail. So I'm going to gather everybody up and explain to them, having already been in there, I can teleport us, or attempt to teleport us inside. It is your choice whether or not you wish to follow.
ZR will explicitly ask how.
So Soundcrave, ZR is Firepoison's character. He's actually got a void blade in his wrist because he's a construct.
Within the room,
and he tried to break down the door.
I need clarification because it is important. Is what he tells you directly. And you've never seen ZR more serious about this ever, about anything ever.
Does that make sense?
Gives
Yeah, he's got a void blade, so it normally should, but I think there's a metal sheet.
How would I say
actually
this
there.
to you? So as long as it is in the same plane of existence, anybody within 10 feet of me, I can use my magic to teleport you through this wall and inside of the room.
Okay, proceed.
What if we don't need to teleport in?
How else are we gonna get in? We already know the entrance to the basement is inside based on the message that, hey, you very confusingly told us.
I thought it was pretty clear.
What if it can't? What if you didn't get the full part or the full message? Because he said speak to the children. What if the children are the key to getting in the room?
I mean, do you want to go get the children and bring them in here where we've already had to fight ghosts and stuff? I mean, I don't disagree with you. That was part of the message.
I'm not saying that it's the children that are outside. Didn't we hear children laughing not too long ago?
We also heard a child crying in a crib.
Yes.
Which child are we going to attempt to bring here to open the door? Because most of them have been corpses.
Clearly not the one in the crib, because we've already dealt with that. But
the one in the crib, there was nothing there when she unraveled the bandages. There was no child there.
Doesn't mean the spirit's still not present. Remember, we've dealt with a lot of spirits in this house.
You are correct.
So I think before we go down the magic route, and I'm not saying that we don't teleport in, don't mishear me. Let's exhaust all the possible options that we have with the information that we have before we need to go to extreme measures. Because who knows, we might teleport in, not be able to find this door down to the basement, and not be able to get out of that room. And we're stuffed.
Like a turkey.
I mean, I can technically teleport us back out, but I do understand your concern. So if you guys want to go speak to the spirit downstairs, I mean, at the other end of the spectrum, Balthal is still stuck inside this room. Alone. And all I can see through the keyhole is pure darkness.
Wait, you see pure darkness. ZR, you've struggled to smack through it. What if there was a hidden compartment in the door where a sheet of metal actually came down? Inside the door to stop us going through.
But Balthal was able to see through, it looked like anyways. I mean, I saw him bend down and look through the keyhole and then poof, he disappeared. So I mean,
might have happened after that. Because it might have been a whatchamacallit? Failsafe for if someone did do that then they stopped anyone else doing the same thing.
Perhaps. So what's your course of action? We need to do something. So
I say course of action, we go and figure out where this laughing is coming from up here and go from there. That's my suggested course of action.
And Zaralon will sort of look around to the party and anybody else.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea.
ZR stays silent.
Yeah, pretty much, Soundcrave, pretty much. And Balthor's had to step away, so he's just put a display cover over his camera.
Counting spoons, making sure he's got 4.
Oh god, I love you.
I 4.
Because he gave one away.
Yeah, but like, why
I've given 4 away.
4?
Because he can.
ZR is still holding one.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I've given 4 away.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I still have one as well.
I haven't got one yet.
I don't think he
I am-
gave you
I am actively holding it in front of me.
Just ZR's just like, here is my spoon.
Yeah, like outwardly. Yeah.
All right,
All right, so let's look around then and see if we can find these children.
cool. Bird, am I able to discern which direction I hear the laughing and which room potentially it's coming from?
When you heard the laughing, you were all under the assumption that it was up here. If I can do that's not the right button. Can I have the button? Can I have the button? Can I have the button? Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the doorway that you thought you heard it from on the other side. Thank you.
Wait, do that again.
Locked door too, isn't it?
Here.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'll approach and I will try to open the door.
It is
Very,
charming.
very funny, Soundcrave. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Box.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It is currently locked. Not like the other door. The handle is actually locked.
All right. I will turn to the rest of the party that is here. And I'll go, anyone feel like picking this lock?
I think I can, can't I?
You've unlocked other doors.
Right, because I have these tools.
Mm-hmm.
If you got thieves tools, you should be able to.
Where is? Oh, I have so many things open. Oh my god. There it is. Well, I was looking up some other like info on
Australia.
on rogues for D&D. I was trying to get an understanding on some stuff. Okay, these tools.
Sorry, too soon.
It should. I think you just have to roll a d20.
For context, chat, we were discussing Australian slang before we started upstream in the session, so there was a lot of shenanigans for
It
that.
opens very simply. It wasn't a very complicated lock, but from what you can gather, it's a double-sided lock. So either side of this door, you would need the key.
Interesting.
Right through it.
So I'll step into the door after Vandry's opened it, and I'll specifically hold the door open.
Okay.
Now's the perfect time for ladies first.
Yeah, fair. I mean, the one lady who can get herself in and out of a door, like, thing. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like it's absolutely just.
Yeah, there's a door here? What do you mean it's locked? As you walk in, or whoever walks in, and anybody who's visual from the doorway itself, this room is interesting. It's small, but larger than other bedrooms that you've seen in the house. The room contains a bricked up window, flanked by 2 dusty wood-framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its sides and a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice that you stand in. The furnishings are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are two small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the two cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize.
Does the doll have the check on the heart?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna turn back to the party and go, I think the two children we met outside were spirits as well.
Is the bear glowing?
No.
Okay.
Considering
Is there any noise in the room?
Yeah, I can make a check to see if there is.
Give me 1 second.
Because I believe I'm the only the current person who's standing in the room. Everyone else is kind of outside it. So let's see what happens here, chat. I hope I'm able to deduct something here. We've already deducted that the children that were downstairs that we met before we went in the house were spirits. So we'll see what else we can
The
find.
room itself is fairly quiet. But when you get into the room, just even a footstep over the doorway, from the far corner near the bed, you hear what sounds like a music box. Gentle, sweet. Most of you may have heard one, whether it was your parents or your sisters or your mother's grandmothers. Just gently tinking in the corner.
It's not spooky either.
I think he's doing his notes.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, yes.
So, which corner specifically is it? Is it
The
coming
far upper left corner.
upper left? Okay, so up there. Okay. Am I able to? I'd like to use a detect magic in this room.
Okay.
And see what appears.
Okay. Closest to you, there's quite a large aura coming from the dollhouse. A very large one. Yeah. And faintly in the far corner, there's a little hint, kind of drawing you to it. The rest of the room seems rather cold.
Okay. I'll actually specifically call out to Zarlon. Can you come in here, please, Zarlon?
I guess.
I'm picking up.
He enters.
I'm picking up magical sense from the dollhouse right next to me, and considering I'm the one holding open the door, I can't examine it in its fullest intent. Would you be able to have a look?
Alrighty, Bird, what do I need to do here? Arcana? +7. Those rolls are not impressive.
What specifically are you looking for within this?
So
Between the two of you?
I'm trying to see what is causing the magic from it. If it is, say for example, because some dollhouses you can actually take apart, you can actually look inside and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to see if there's that capability of it in terms of a physical sense. And then if he does that, is there anything kind of magic happening with the inside of it? Is it, you know, people walking around that we were able to see? Is there, you know, the family members that we're potentially seeing walking around in there, things like that?
So there's no, between the two of you looking at it and trying to understand what's going on, there's nothing moving particularly. The house appears to have been built pretty much when it was first erected. So it's beautiful and pristine. But you notice that coming from the bottom floor and slowly making its way up to where you are in the attic, it's starting to blacken from the very lower level. And it almost looks like you set an invisible fire to it, and it's slowly spreading through each room.
I'm going to... Sorry, was there more?
No, I was going to ask if you're looking at it very, very closely. Give me an investigation.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be very intrigued by that.
Okay.
There we go.
So as you start to look through the house and let's just fuck it and say you start at the bottom and work your way to the top. On the first floor, you can pinpoint everywhere that you were. You see the dining room and the kitchen and the small foyers, and then you see the guest bedrooms and the den. Every single room looks exactly as you went through it. But in each of these rooms, there are different doorways that you might not have seen before. You do find the doorway that Balthal got you up to the attic with, and you could see on your map, as you're conferring back and forth, that they match. As you continue up to where you are now, just curious as to why this room is bricked. In the house itself, the room is bricked. But there's two little figurines of children in the center of the room. You're starting to scan through because you're still thinking about Ball.
Can I get some clarification real quick?
Yeah,
The
sure.
bricked room, is it the room we're in right now or the
you're
room that
currently
Ball's in?
The windows in this room are
Got it.
completely bricked over.
And there's two figurines in this room in the center of the room.
Yes. Right where
Got
the
it, okay.
skeletons, where you would assume the skeletons are sitting.
Got it. Okay.
And as you're thinking about Ball and you're trying to kind of map your way on your map and the house, you look in that room and you find that it looks like almost like a smoking room. Like back in the day, they would go in there with their pipes and the chimney is right there. There's an escape type hatch that they would open, that is open on the dollhouse, that has a small fan built into it to exhaust the room. There's also a small door on the east side of that room that leads to what looks like a spiral staircase. And on your map, there's no door, but you do see the spiral staircase.
So just a bit of a clarification from what I'm seeing. Has Zalon actually pulled out the map? Or is he just remembering what it's looking like on the map?
I would say that he hasn't had enough time to put it away.
Okay. Because it's this point that if I see him pull out this thing and he's can I kind of see him like motioning, he's like using his finger to kind of follow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll kind of go, what's that in your hand, Zalon?
Oh, just a piece of paper. I'm just drawing pictures with my finger.
I don't believe you. Can I make an insight check, please, Bird?
Yeah, go for it.
No way.
Smithy, roll a deception. Oh, you already rolled a deception. Okay, yeah, I didn't even see that. All right, you're fine. From what you can tell from where you're standing and how he kind of crinkles it over, you have no reason to not believe him at this moment.
Okay. You're relishing in that, aren't you, Smithy?
No.
It's at that point I go, so you're just kind of mapping out then what the dollhouse is showing you then, is what I would guess on that piece of paper.
Yeah, like, so the house has a lot of, like, to be honest, I think this dollhouse is mapped, is structured off of the house that we've been through. From the rooms that I've already been in and looking in this dollhouse, it's almost identical. Like, everything looks the same. There's some few doors though that I don't recognize.
Does it show you a door on the left-hand side of the room where Balathol is? On the east wall?
It does show a door there.
Okay.
It does show a door there. Now it also shows a vent to what was it, Bird? Like a smoking vent that could, like, vent out the room?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like a window, a windowed vent that you can open, that had a fan in the house, has a fan built into it.
Got it. So I'll sort of convey that to them. And it does show a door where, from what we gather from Hey You, Balathol had mentioned from inside. Now, my concern is that this dollhouse, is filling with fire and smoke. Right? That's the perception we got?
Yeah.
And that room... Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Slowly.
And that room is completely black. I don't think it's a sheet of metal, and I'm more concerned that this dollhouse is potentially giving us more information than it should.
You think it's trying to lead us astray?
I have a feeling that if we go downstairs, we could see some signs of potential fire and smoke.
Right.
And as I say that, Bird, I'm gonna sort of like reach into the dollhouse if I can and try to, like, pat out the fire.
That's cute. It doesn't do anything. However, you do notice that you can change the way that the house is. Patting out the smoke on the first floor started to break the floor away gently. It wasn't like collapsing out from under you, but you can see that parts of the flooring that you were touching kind of clicked like they were buttons.
There's two things I want to do here then. In the room with the wolves where we all tried to break through the floor,
Yes, sir.
I want to try to click in that corner and see if anything happens. That is the first thing I want to do.
Okay. Give me an wisdom.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, it's just self-destruct. No. Oh no. So you kind of locate where that was, and it takes you several seconds to find that spot of the floor when you hear a gentle click and the part of the floor lifts above the dollhouse floor and slides over to the left.
Okay. And I can't see anything in there, right? Like it just
There's
it
a
moved.
small hole, and it looks like potentially, looking pretty close and with that roll that you had before, looks like a ladder of some sort, possibly inside, but it's dark and it doesn't go anywhere. Because the bottom, if you were to lift up the dollhouse, that is the bottom. There's no further, you can't go deeper than that.
Okay. The second thing I want to do, wait, let me confer to my piece of paper.
Just a question as well. Are you relaying this information as you find it, Zarlon?
Not yet.
Okay.
You do see him playing with the house, though.
Cool.
Quite a bit. You really just think that he's trying to tap out the smoke and seeing what it would do. But you do see him doing something. It's almost like, all right, are you playing with the toys or
are you intentionally doing something right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're starting to think about it. It's becoming quite timely. So it's not just, right, he's not just playing with things. In front of you, however, although his token's not there, Eladon, as you're looking and you're watching him and you're kind of still aware of the rest of the room and that magical glow in the corner, you do see and hear ZR1 asking the children in the middle of the room some questions. There is no answer.
Interesting.
Is ZR in the room with us?
Yeah, I just lost his token.
Okay.
His token is in the room with Bob.
Okay, I found it.
It just blends in.
It does blend
It does.
in.
That's how come I didn't know you were in there last
100%
session.
the same color.
Camo.
Yeah.
Swear to God. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to open the door to Balathal's room.
What do you try to do to it?
Anything to get it open. I will attempt to pull the handle. If nothing happens, I will try to break it. I will do whatever it takes to get the door open.
So as you're fidgeting with this little tiny door, you kind of tap it just hard enough that the wood breaks away from it.
Okay.
When you're looking at it on the odd angle that you have to view it at, inside that door is large metal, what look like planks. Because it's so tiny and you are you, give me a strength check.
Oh, here's my heart.
You shouldn't, considering
I'm a lover. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh,
nice.
For a -2, I'm okay with that.
You could, yeah. So you sit there and you kind of get a little annoyed with it because you're like, why the hell would one door in this entire house have metal in it? And when you push the metal, it doesn't really move. But you take your thumb and you kind of jam it through the center, and the metal splays outward into the room. And as you do that, the black soot and burning starts to fill the upper hallway.
At this point, I'm being like, guys, so I think I did a thing. So as I was playing with the dollhouse, I noticed things started moving. And then I remembered that little square that we were all messing with and ZR tried to stab in the wolf room that we couldn't figure out how to open. And I clicked on it and it got up and moved out of the way. So, I mean, we need to go back there and check that out. But then, I'm like, well, maybe I can open the door to Balathal's room. There was some wood, there was some metal. I poked it and the door's open. And now I think the entire area outside of us might be filling with smoke. So we need to go check that right about now.
Andrew, you're still in the hallway, right?
Yes.
Or did you enter the room?
Nope, they told me there was black, scary smoke, and I was like, I'm good.
We're up here.
So I'm
right now.
definitely
There's no
hearing
smoke yet.
this.
Looking down the hallway, there's no change. But you do see the wood of the door laying on the floor.
I'll relay
Right.
that.
right here would just be planks of wood, kind of just like they've just fell off the door.
Yeah, I'll relay exactly that. But like, so that's there.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Zalon and Hey You. I reckon we should see if we can enter the room now. But Hey You, do you mind passing me one of those spoons, please?
So during this entire, earlier, Bird, you said that there was like music playing that like sounded like it could have sounded familiar to like all of us, right?
Oh my god, please tell me you're playing the spoons. Please tell me you're playing the spoons.
No. So during that, Heyu was essentially just kind of like essentially the way I mentioned, I think at the beginning of our introductions, when he drinks, occasionally he'll kind of just zone out and start seeing visions of like his former self, and kind of just snap out of it. So that's essentially what has been going on this entire time from hearing the music. So he kind of wakes up after you say that and just like starts walking out of the room.
Hey You, can you please pass me a spoon?
What spoon? Why? What? I don't have any spoons. What are you talking about?
You picked up a bunch of spoons from the dining table. Check your gear.
Sir, are you calling me a liar? Right
No, I'm not calling you a liar.
I ain't calling you a truther.
I'm just saying, like, you've been handing spoons out to other people, and I'm not sure if you may have one. Otherwise, I can ask.
Those.
Yes.
You want one?
Yeah, please.
Why?
I'm gonna use it to jar the door open so it doesn't lock when we leave.
Oh no. I can't do that.
Why not?
Out of the goodness of my heart, I can't do that. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I really can't.
I mean,
Hey, we can find something else, right? Teamwork.
Okay, then do you want to help me with the chest?
Sure. Okay. What are we doing with the chest?
We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use it to jar the door open.
Okay. See, perfect. Yeah. See, and you didn't even need my spoon.
Okay.
So we're all good.
Zalon, do you want to go check out the door and see if what you did in the dollhouse seems to have the effect with it you think it does?
Yep. So I'm gonna make my way down and look at the door.
The second you pass Fandry, she makes another like underhanded comment to you under her breath, where she's like, we're in a death house and this guy's playing with dolls.
I love that so much.
The sass.
She's just full of shade right there.
Real quick,
The house
Zarlon
is
just leaving, or
He
Yeah,
is
I left.
exiting this room. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
how heavy is the dollhouse?
It's fairly large. You could probably carry it easily though.
Perfect. That's what I do.
Okay. Take the house with you.
ZR. So remember how we were downstairs earlier and me and Balathol described to you like what we were seeing with like our magic?
Affirmative.
I did the same thing, and that dollhouse has got a lot of magic coming from it. It mightn't be the best thing to actually pick it up.
It might not be a horrible thing though, because I mean, it clearly is bound to this house. Things that we do. Actually, wait. I haven't seen the state of the door yet. But we know that there's wood laying on the floor. So clearly things that we do to the dollhouse affects the house in real life. So having it with us might not be a horrible idea.
Yeah, but also Smithy, well, also Zarlon, because I presume Zarlon speaking when you're saying that.
Yes.
Yeah. But also Zarlon, in the exact same reverse, what if we actually pick up the dollhouse and it picks up the entire house?
That'd be cool as shit. What are you talking about? I'm doing this even more.
Right? I was like, hold on.
And we're trying to get to the basement, right? And that's not attached to the dollhouse.
I mean,
So
you
then
turn hell
how
upside down, I think we'll be fine.
Zarlon's basically just gonna say like, well, we're about to find out. ZR, go for it.
Is there like furniture inside the dollhouse as well?
Yes, everything is an exact replica to the house.
I'm gonna try and tip over one of the chairs that are covered in this room, like in the dollhouse.
It moves. It just falls over.
Okay. Yeah. So ZR is going to say, "Noted. I am carrying the dollhouse," and he's going to start walking out the door.
Okay. You guys don't want to heed my warnings, but sure. Don't come crying to me when what I say ends up happening.
Blah blah blah. Goody two shoes. Got it.
I am not capable of crying,
what's the state of this door here?
All of the wood.
Alrighty, team. I'll be right back. I gotta go do a bio break.
On the floor in front of you. The metal hasn't really moved yet, that you can tell. It hasn't busted through like you did. However, it is slowly starting to expand inward, and you hear the wood on the other side of the door starting to crack.
Okay. Zarlon's gonna look over at ZR and be like, okay, so in the dollhouse, after I broke the wood, I had to apply a little bit of extra pressure in the center of the metal for it to buckle inwards into the room. I think you may be better suited to help persuade this metal open up a little bit for us. And he'll take a step back from the door.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try and push open the door.
There's no way I'm rolling 2 good strength checks, so I'm just saying.
So you're just gonna give up?
Wow.
Yep. I am going to delegate to a member of my team who's better suited. See?
That just sounds like you're giving up.
The door starts to press. You can tell that it's giving you a little bit of fight, but it does bend in a little further, and the wood on the other side cracks a bit louder.
Howdy, chat. I'm back.
Through the cracks, you can see just a faint, very faint smoke coming through the crack of the door. That's on the wooden side.
And can we smell?
It does not smell like fire.
Okay. Having the knowledge I have of the dollhouse with the vent in the room and the location, Bird. I want to try to teleport in and open that vent.
Okay.
Before the doors bust open.
Okay.
Fire's at the vent. I'm calling it now.
It's not the vent stuff out.
Vent among us? Pink, pink. I'm sorry. That was dumb.
Having already been in the room, there being cracks there now that we can sort of see in and see the smoke.
I mean, you can't
I'm hoping
see
I
it.
can
You see the smoke coming out to you. You can't see into
Yeah.
the room at the moment. However, as you start to do this, ZR1 is pushing, and you're getting ready, and you're starting to prepare yourself, and all you hear from the other side of the door, beyond the cracking and beyond the chair falling that ZR1 knocked over before, is a deep, almost demonic, husky voice. And all you could hear is it say, "Arise."
Oh,
that's not good.
Oh, damn.
As I hear that, I'm gonna cancel my teleport.
Okay.
Like, can I stop that?
Yeah, you
Like
can
that
stop
process?
immediately,
I'm
yep.
gonna stop that.
Yep.
And I'm
right click
instead
and start moving instead.
I'm
You,
gonna
do that?
turn. No. I'm gonna turn to the dollhouse again. And I'm gonna attempt to open the vent through the dollhouse.
Okay.
All right. Solid plan.
I guess I'll let you.
So, you can from the outside of the house, you can kind of pull a little bit on the vent, and as you do, it opens almost like a window would, where it slides out and then upward.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way for you to see how to operate the fan from the outside. The room that you can see into is a very narrow strip, just about here from the back side of the house, essentially. So you're looking at it from this staircase here is the open side of the house.
Yeah.
You can see a very narrow strip. Let me just draw it so you can see what I'm talking. Can I freehand, please? Yes, please. Right about here is open in the visual. The window slash
see what you're
vents
drawing.
is here. Can you? Oh, you can't see any of this, can you?
No. Mm-mm.
What about there?
Nope.
Take your character. I can actually do it for you. And move here. Can you see that purple there?
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
That's the space that you can see in. The window is on the far west side of the room. So
Yeah.
From looking inside the room, you can't
Oh, so it's like over here.
see exactly.
Okay. Okay. Can I do this? Is this possible?
What are you trying to do?
Can I do this?
Ah! Not gonna lie, Smithy, I was 100% expecting you to try Mage Hand. I was like, if your finger's not hard enough, if your finger can't actually physically fit in there, then Mage Hand.
A spectral finger might be able to. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying everything I got.
Mage Hand is such a good spell.
Yeah. Okay. You could do that.
Perfect. So I'll Mage Hand and try to activate the fan from that.
Whilst he's...
Okay. Nothing happens.
So like the fan's on, but the smoke isn't dissipating, right?
Well, you don't know because the door is closed. Still, even the smoke that's coming outside of the main door that you're trying to actually get into, there's no smoke physically inside the dollhouse. But nothing
Oh,
happens.
I thought you said when I broke the door open that smoke flooded out of that room.
That was it. And nothing ever happened from it.
Got it. Okay.
Because you can see into that room, and looking into the room, it looks pretty clear. But when you busted the door open, smoke came out. But then it went away as far as the dollhouse is concerned.
Okay, so right now the window is open and the fan is on, correct?
As far as you are aware
Within the
and what you think.
dollhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's all the ideas I had. Somebody else's turn.
I mean...
We all heard the voice, right?
Yes.
The
Anybody who is
demonic
close enough
style
to the door-
voice?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty loud.
I want to check to see if the children have reanimated in the room.
Okay.
So because we've jarred it open with the chest, I just want to kind of poke my head in.
You don't see necessarily reanimation, but you still hear that gentle music box. And with only you there, you kind of hear a light giggle near that corner of the room.
Okay. Whilst... So I'll grab onto the chest and I'll use it to move the door open. And I'll step into the room. And I'll go... I can hear you're giggling. Do you mind helping me out? And see if I get a response.
The giggling stops, and you hear almost of a low, very faint hush. Just a gentle shh in the corner. And as you stand there and you're looking and you're trying really hard to see anything that might not actually be there, just out of the corner of your eye, you see the little girl and the little boy sitting at the edge, the very, very edge of the bed. Right about here. Staring up at the corner of the room. And in the corner of the room, lying on the bed, plain as day, you didn't notice before, is Scarth.
You snuck in there?
Wait, do you say that to me out loud?
No. I out of character. You snuck in there. That's a genius.
I've been here since before Balathol went into the room the first time.
So they're looking at you, right?
Yeah, I'm just chilling on the bed, listening to the music box, and these kids are just watching me.
So I see Scarth there and I go, how come I didn't see you when I opened the door earlier?
Sometimes when someone is so focused on the light, they can't see what's around them.
You know what? You're true. You're correct.
How are you doing, child?
I'm just trying to figure out how we can help Balathol and get into that room again. But you seem to have entranced these two children.
Oh, aren't they just lovely?
Do you want to ask them if they're able to help us get into the room?
Why would we need to go in there?
Because there's a secret entrance that actually leads down to the basement in there. And Balathor's actually still stuck in there too.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. So Scarth is going to lean over the side of the bed, and he's going to so there's two kids in front of me, like one's a little boy, one's a little girl, right?
Yeah.
He's going to lean over and he's going to say very softly, would either of you be able to help me in my... He's going to pause for a second. Acquaintances gain access to the room.
Why do you want to go in there?
They are worried for someone who's in there.
Oh. I mean, the answers are in the dollhouse. And she kind of points back, and where the dollhouse used to be is where she kind of points. And at that moment, she realizes that the dollhouse is gone. And she kind of looks, and she looks back at Scarth, and she knows he's been sitting there the entire time. So she changes her entire body and faces the door. The longer it's not there, the worse it's going to get.
So I was sitting here the entire time, so I know ZR1 took it.
Correct.
I'm going to say...
You know, right.
I'm going to say, not screaming it, but I'm going to say it in a very calm voice, that loud enough that he would be able to hear me. I'm like, Zia, bring the dollhouse back.
I'll also kind of let out a hushed, I knew it knew it. And I'll step. I knew if they were to move the dollhouse that there would be repercussions.
Does these negative actions vindicate your intelligence?
It more just proves me right and Zarlon wrong.
Ah, so it is important to you.
It just makes me feel better.
Yes.
Zero One is going to ask why.
I'll
Clap your hands 3 times, sir.
Oh, very funny. I will turn to Zia. Zia, because the longer the dollhouse isn't in that spot, the worse the entire house is actually going to get. So
you're trusting the words of an apparitional child?
Scarth is going to say, even if they are just souls lost in this world, it is not kind to take children's toys, Zia.
I'm not here to be kind.
I know.
I'm here for the directive.
Zia, I understand you're here for the directive. We have worked together before, have we not?
And Zia, you know I would never lie to you.
Hold on.
Also, whilst we've got this small moment, for Smithy's enjoyment of, I'm gonna do a good old Captain Holt and go, Vindication!
By the way, if you weren't picking up on the subtle things Scarth was saying, he was like, "Oh, so because something's bad happening, you're happy because you were right."
That wasn't what I was on about. It was more the fact that I got one up on Zarlon.
I know, but he's still gonna make you feel.
And you were wrong.
Hey, you had to go at me earlier. Fair is fair.
I forgot about my lich lines, and I had to improvise both of those. But now that you're in the same room as me, Scotty, I have to pull that back up because most of these are for you.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we are waiting on ZR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's gonna say inquiry. What happens if the dollhouse never returns?
I'm gonna look at the children inquisitively and like wait for their response.
The little girl kind of crosses her arms a little bit, like she's just a sassy little girl at this point. Just kind of giving everybody that look. She goes, well, this house was burned down a dozen times. I mean, you can see our bodies. We've died many times over. And the farther away that house goes, the faster it burns.
So if we leave the dollhouse in place, the fire will stop?
Oh, it won't stop, but it'll be slower. And you can contain it for a little while.
Zia, if you...
Paladin, you take note that these are not the same, quote-unquote, apparitions that you saw downstairs. Although they look the same, they don't behave the same. These are well aware of their surroundings, where the others were not, and still very innocent.
Didn't mean that. I apologize.
He said it's insight to get a feeling if something is telling the truth or not, right?
Yeah.
Typical for ZR1. Got it.
Who are you trying to see who's telling the truth?
It's a little girl. Internally, ZR1 does not trust some random apparition telling him something that seems illogical to him. But
Zia, you trust me, right?
no.
That is a valid response, yeah. That is a valid response. I do not trust the paladins myself.
And I'm just gonna start laughing and be like, neither do I.
Well, Zero One will chime in and say trust is a very strange thing to have. Again, I am here for the directive and the directive only. If you are working towards the directive, I am with you.
You know I have worked with you for your purposes of getting to the directive previously, have I not?
All right. He's gonna go ahead and go back in and put the dollhouse back where it was.
Okay.
Thank you, my child.
And I'll turn to Zia and go, thank you. And when you need me, just find me. And I will help you.
Sorry, I'm looking through my spell list right now, and this moment is a lot nicer until I look at summon lesser demons, and my thought process is, man, you're gonna be really funny right now.
Yeah, if you decide to throw down a summon lesser demons, let's just say that there would be a large guardian of faith appearing at the exact same moment.
That would be
Ooh,
really
spicy.
funny.
The Pokemon battle?
Pretty much.
I choose you. Anyway,
Me, demons.
All right. So I guess I will turn.
Zero One says nothing more but holds out a spoon.
Zarlon's guarding sort of that door. Has anything changed with the door?
Not quite. But in the meantime, the little boy, once you put the house back down, gets up rather excitedly and runs over to the door, to the house. And he sticks his hand in, and he goes, "You're trying to get into that room over there, right? You know, the one with the lock, the big metal door?" And he clicks a little tiny button. And Zarilyn, as you're standing there, you see the little lantern that is next to you on the wall turn, and the door opens.
Oh, that's gold.
The door opens, a very faint, small, dispersing mist kind of rubs out of the room onto your feet, but dissipates fairly quickly, and the entire room is pretty clear. You do walk in if you want to.
Mhm. Yep.
And the mist has smoke has fallen on the floor and leaves almost like a foot thick fog that's just billowing across the lower portion of the room. Across the room, all the way on the other side, there's a small faint bit of light that comes in through the now open vent with its fan on.
I did something.
Nice.
I'm gonna head over to the east wall. Is it over here where the door is, and inspect it?
Well,
This has been a great
the south
session.
wall. Don't
I've
forget
been
this
loving
map is
it.
all backwards.
Chat, I hope you
North
guys
is to
have
your
been enjoying
left,
this as well.
So east is up. It would be right next to the
So
main
it's like
door there.
here, somewhere up here.
Yes, exactly
Okay.
right where you're standing.
Perfect.
As far as you can tell, this is a solid wall.
Does my my map doesn't give me anything on this either, does it?
No.
Because yeah, all I see is a solid wall as well. Okay. I'm going to sort of like feel my hands like around the wall, looking for any kind of like indentations, buttons, anything like that. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna scan the room. And do we see Balathol anywhere?
Not as far as you could tell.
I'll be like, guys, Balathol's not here anymore. And as I call that out, I'm gonna start like reaching around the wall, sort of feeling like every little crook and crack and everything like that, trying to see if I can find some kind of button to open the door.
While he does that, I'm gonna start playing the music box again to calm the children.
Okay.
I will also say, Scarth, thank you for your help with this one.
My pleasure.
And I will start to head towards the room with everyone else.
So as Scarth is playing his music box, very quietly, Rose whispers, "If you can take us with you, you can end all of this."
There's nothing I would like more than to end the loudness of this house. Let us go. And then I start walking towards where everyone else is with the children. Like, I'm gonna hold their hands.
Okay.
Can we see them, by the way?
A very smoky haze, but yes, generally, they're not like full beings, but you can see where their existence,
Okay.
at least.
Am I seeing them the same way?
No, you see full children.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So as I enter the room, I'll go, Zalon, whereabouts was this door that you'd seen and that you marked on the piece of paper?
And the little boy points. He hears you asking, and he points to right where he's standing, and he goes, "It's there."
I'm gonna look at the child and be like, where? I can't seem to find a way to open it.
I want to push on the spot where the kid points.
There's nothing that you can feel specifically where the kid specifically points, but he does let go of your hands, and he disappears into the other room again. And just a few seconds later, the entire wall in front of Zaralon lowers from the ceiling to the floor and opens up to a wooden rickety staircase in a very dark tunnel that just goes straight down.
Scarth is going to start walking down.
I will follow, and as I do, I will cast Sacred Flame to just light our way down.
I'm gonna look
Zaralon's right behind.
What is your character's name again, Scotty? Like, how do you say it?
Eladin.
Scarth is gonna look at you whenever you spark up the light. He's gonna go, "Don't you know that to light a candle is to cast shadow?" And he's just gonna keep going past further. He doesn't want to be near you.
But we need light to see.
That sounds like a you problem. And he's gonna keep walking faster.
I'll kind of like stand like kind of halfway in the room in that staircase and go, guys, we should all go together. We don't know where Balathol is, but he may have found this door and it may have closed behind him. We should all go.
Yeah, right behind you. He couldn't have gotten that far.
Is anyone inside the room that's not touched the staircase yet? Or coming into the room? So Vandry, Bram, ZR, Kaiser, anybody?
I'm coming in.
Okay.
Just now.
A perception check, please.
Oh no.
Any and all. It's whoever wants to do it is more than welcome. Okay, 18, that's good. Anyone else?
Oh, give me a second. I'm looking for my perception.
Okay. Okay.
Is that anyone who's not entered the staircase yet?
Yeah. Anybody who is not, or is at least at the doorway, and hasn't entered the staircase yet. Correct. Okay. Nobody else? There. We can go with that. That 18 really won you guys over. So as you start watching everybody kind of walk into the staircase and slowly descend into this, what looks like it could be the pit of hell, they're moving incredibly slow. There's cobwebs so thick that the first person down would have to kind of push through them pretty hard, and there's not a lot of visibility up front. The smoke that is on the floor, still about a foot thick at this point, starts to what looks like follow them down the stairs, because there's a new entryway for it to spill out to, and it starts to get lower, and it's breaking out into the hallway, and it's starting to fill the first floor a bit. It's not coming through the fireplace anymore. It's not, the fire's not causing it. The shaft is not billowing out smoke as if it was before. It's very gentle. And over towards where the chest and the skeleton body was, you see a very interesting pattern in the way that the smoke is behaving, almost as if it's rolling over something before flattening back out again.
Does anyone else know that they're seeing the weird looking smoke on the floor? No?
So the only people that would notice this is the three that rolled. So Bram, Kaiser, and ZR1. Okay.
I'm gonna walk towards the smoke. Weird looking
The
smoke.
kids aren't with us, right?
The kids
No.
are with Scarth ahead of you. They kind of pushed forward past everyone, really, to stay away from the sacred flame.
They hate the light.
Does it look similar to the mist that's like outside the house?
Not really. It's very dark. It's almost black. It doesn't really have a smell. It's not causing any kind of deterioration in you or any kind of pain to anybody who walks or steps into it. Whereas the other one would cause you to get spun around and sickness and even death.
All the fun things, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just stuck my arm in and I was okay, so. Yeah, ZR1 will tell, you said you're walking into the smoke, Kaiser?
Yeah, he's
I mean,
walking towards.
we're already
Said bump.
walking in it. We're inside the
it's
room.
it's in the room there, and it's coming out into the hallway. So even if you're standing in that main hallway by like Vandry or where your token is, it's starting to billow out towards you. Everyone else has already walked through it with no repercussions.
I'm walking
Okay.
towards the spot that looks like it's
Funky.
covering something, or that looks are abnormal compared to the
Yeah.
rest of the floor.
Yeah, I would do the same. I'd be right there with you, Kaiser.
As you two start to get there, Bram, you two, I assume if you're going to follow them, you might not. You tell me no. As you start to get there, the smoke is still pretty thick, but it does appear that something new is on the floor that wasn't there, or maybe you don't recall being there if you've been in the room before. If you wait,
I'll,
go ahead.
I will defer that question to the people that were in the room.
In the room earlier, right?
Yep.
Who is at the top of the staircase still? Hey, you. I
Yeah,
see your
I'm
body
not-
over there.
I think I'm third in line. I believe it goes Oh god,
I
I
want
can't
to see with
remember
these
his name.
tiny staircases. So Scarth would
Yeah.
be first because he kind of pushed
Yeah.
past.
Then Eladin, then myself, then Hey You, I believe.
Does that sound about right, or
Yeah.
I was under the understanding
to
that I was
stay at the
after
top?
Scarth, yeah. No, not after Scarth, sorry, after Zarlon, and I was kind of trying to stay at the top just to
Okay.
kind of
Cool.
like.
so we'll just switch you two, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So hey, you and Eladin, you can hear them discussing this. That there's something strange about the way that the smoke is behaving. Zarlon, you notice that they're not following you and that no one is coming down the stairs behind you. And Scarth is still walking, blissfully in his darkness.
I'm going to. Oh. Okay. What would Zarlon do? Zarlon would Zarlon would just sort of casually mention it to Scarth, be like, I don't really notice that sacred flame behind us anymore. I mean, I'm good. And keep walking.
Okay. Yeah, he's essentially, for all intents and purposes, he's still walking because he's on the phone.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So what would the rest of you like to do?
Can I hear what they're specifically discussing?
Yeah, generally speaking, you heard Kaiser mention the smoke behaving strangely in just that one spot, and he wanted to look at what it was essentially. And him and ZR have walked that way.
So I'll kind of pipe up and go, what are you noticing, Kaiser? And ZR, what are you seeing?
Kaiser,
Kaiser's
VR
okay,
beat
back.
me.
I'm back.
Oh, well, hi, welcome back.
Thank you. What's up?
I would note that the smoke is acting unnatural.
How so?
It's ZR will pause for a bit and be like, it's not acting smoke-like.
Love it.
Kaiser, do you want to add anything?
Love how factual he is.
It looks like there's something impeding the way of the smoke flowing.
So, as in, like, the smoke's going over it, or it's stopping?
Yeah. That's in there's something on the floor, and the smoke goes over it. Yeah.
So I'll kind of, where I'm standing, I presume there's enough space to make it past. Hey, you.
Yeah.
All right.
The doorway that opened is pretty wide.
All right. So I'll come back into the room, and I'll ask Kaiser to point out the specific spot.
I'll point out where.
Looking for it, you can find it easily.
Okay.
Because you know what you're looking for at this point, and it's an unnatural roll over something strange, just odd in the middle of the room, right in front of where the skeletal chest is.
Did we all hear the voice come from the room that says raise
Yes.
or whatever? Yeah. What was that? Arise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How thick is the black smoke? Is it is it a foot deep, 6 inches? Like how?
It's just about, at this point, it's about 8 to 10 inches thick.
All right. I'm gonna put my hand into the smoke and see if I can touch the floor.
Right where you're standing, or where that bump is?
Where that bump is.
You get maybe a half an inch before you feel warmth and wet and
You're wet.
Those two things together aren't
It's
good.
moist.
I was
No,
avoiding
she
that
said
word.
Jeez.
not
Oh.
Wet.
There's a difference.
You son of a bee.
Anyway.
As you sort of try to press down a little bit, it's kind of like pressing into a very firm mattress. And when you pick your hand back up again, the tips of your fingers, just where you pressed, are a nice dark red color.
Am I able to identify that it's blood?
Immediately.
I'm gonna feel around for the shape of the body. I'm gonna lift it up if I can.
Do a strength check.
Sure.
You struggle. It's heavy. It's larger-ish than you would imagine it would have been, just by the shape of where the smoke is going over. But it's heavy. You get maybe a foot off the ground, watching you do this because you're heaving up. Kaiser and ZR see a very familiar face before it disappears back into the smoke.
What's the familiar face? Darn it.
Really darn it.
Do I need to roll perception?
Nope, it is Ball. Before it disappears back into the smoke again.
I mean, considering that I didn't know he went missing, I look back at at both of them. I'm like, are you guys missing someone?
Zia, who was it? Like,
Dalithol? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Bird, can I make a perception check to see if I recognize, like, the cloak, potentially? Or kind of, like, what the person was wearing as I'm lifting the body up?
Would you like to swap places with me? I can be the one picking the body up instead?
Well, that strength check would change incredibly.
Sorry about the... what did I miss?
They're discovering a very surprising ending.
A surprising ending to...
Ball.
Balithol.
Oh, shit, he died?
Uh-huh.
Apparently. This is what we're finding out.
To try to pull him up by his clothing. And you're lifting and you're pulling, but it just keeps coming because he's wearing a large cloak.
Yeah.
And as you pull it up, you recognize it just in some context. Do you guys help him?
I'll help.
Absolutely, I do.
Between everyone coming over and picking him up and lifting him into more of a seated position, I mean, he is almost 200 pounds of dead weight. You find a very lifeless him. And it looks like he's been gone for a while, considering. But he has a very different look than what you guys have seen in just dead bodies. He's bloody, of course. It was not a simple death. With what looks like almost a hole, almost, gaping in his gut area. But he almost looks like he rapidly died, as if he died and then his soul just was yanked from him. He has almost a gray complexion already, and it couldn't have been more than an hour that he went into this room?
Am I able to make a medicine check to see if I can pick anything up about his body, about his cause of death, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you can. From what you can tell just by looking at him, something went through him and into him. It's hard to tell what it might be, but it does look like maybe something like the size of a fist, perhaps, into his gut area.
Oddly specific.
So
generally speaking, about that size.
So I'm gonna guess it was kind of like, to put it into DC universe explanation, it's kind of like the Flash when he super vibrates his hand, puts it in, and potentially rips something out. That's like the closest kind of idea that I can picture that way.
Something. Yeah, I could see something like that.
Yeah,
just about that size and that kind of force. Yes.
Okay.
But what you do notice about him, though, is he's got that smoke coming out of his mouth and his nose, pretty thick, and it just kind of seeps out almost as if blood would, but it's just smoke. It's very hard to tell what actually killed him. Was it asphyxiation via the smoke? Because he had to have inhaled it for it to come out of him that way. Or was it from whatever happened?
Yeah. All right, I'll turn to the party members and I'll go, look, there's nothing we can do for him right now. If we want to put an end to this, we've got to catch up with Xylon and Scarf before anyone else dies. Are you all with me?
I nod.
While he's talking, I'm already walking towards the door to go down the stairs.
I want to mention that whenever everyone else turned around to go back up the stairs, I did not. Scarth just kept walking.
Yeah, so what you missed while you were on the phone is Zarlon noticed that they weren't following. And I sort of mentioned to you in passing that I don't see that sacred flame anymore, but I'm good. And I kept walking behind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pesky paladins bring the light wherever they can. Am I right?
Right. Who needs a light?
All right. Let's see if I can do this without
good old dark vision.
Because I know I'm gonna.
Yes,
I'm gonna play my music box as we're walking down the stairs.
Not everyone has got dark vision though.
I don't have dark vision. I have devil sight.
I don't really think that makes it any better. But
it makes
really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
It sounds cooler though. He gets some cool factors on that one.
It definitely does. I'll give him that.
It actually does more too. I can see normally in darkness both magical and non-magical to 120 feet.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Where?
Yeah.
Do you
It's
guys
great.
know?
It's the goods.
It is goods.
I did not adjust the size of this, so we're gonna have fun for a second.
I like having fun.
Yes.
I mean,
I like having fun too.
we're gonna have to definitely adjust things as we come in.
Sorry about that, chat. I was adjusting the zoom in on
Of course that could happen.
monitor.
Death. And a lot of
Okay.
it.
So
I mean, I fully expect that.
I'm not expecting death.
Well,
I've still got the majority of my spell slots, and I have still got all of my. I've still got all my lay on hands, and I've still got all my abilities. I'm good to go.
How about tossing some of those lay on hands on your good buddy over here? I mean, I'm hurting a little.
Hey,
You're
if you would
good,
like,
buddy. Just talking shit, like talking
Hey,
some mad shit. He was like,
Smithy.
"Yeah, you know, best friend."
Hey, Smithy. Actually, to that point, whenever I start playing my music box, I'm gonna expend one of the uses. You regain 2d8 health.
Damn.
And
Do you
Bird,
roll
is
that
a
or do
part-
I roll that?
You. I'm gonna let you roll it. By the way, Bird, that is a part of the thing that I had.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. I'm just trying to change the scale of everything because it is going to be problematic.
Hope you guys are enjoying hanging out with the D&D. This is actually so much fun. I really enjoy playing with
It's
these
a
guys.
little bit better.
You might be happy.
It's
with it
really
now, but,
enjoyable.
like,
I hope you guys
you're
are
not gonna
enjoying
be
it as
happy
well.
with it later, I promise.
No.
What'd you do to me?
Nothing.
I did nothing to you other than being a good friend.
He was
Damn it.
being friendly. Why is it doing this to me?
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
it
yeah,
to be
friendly.
smaller.
You're consuming
You
my
were
soul
most
with this, aren't
definitely
you?
dying.
No, I'm not. Not your soul, at least.
Oh god.
AKA, Scott's coming after my soul.
I'm coming after
Ooh, spicy.
everyone's soul.
You're going to be very disappointed with 0-1.
Zell
One has yet to disappoint Scarth. He,
I get it.
he is seeing you as a rich person's investment. He is very happy he made that investment. I'll be right
Damn.
back.
I'm just
Yeah, me
setting-
too. While we're figuring this out.
I think I got it. Did I
Nice.
get everyone know?
Yay.
That's the question. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let everybody's screens adjust for a hot second while I open up what I need.
Map change.
No.
I also sent you a DM for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
I might have sent you one.
I think I know the answer, but I just wasn't sure.
I will say this has actually been thoroughly enjoyable playing with level 19s.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I'm glad. It's a lot of fun to have a bunch of shit to play with, is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, especially as a DM.
Yeah. Yeah. The only problem with my side of it, and as far as this goes, is everybody has so many different things that I can't keep track.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like, what is this and how does it work again? Because I think I read something 4 years ago that might have been that, but I don't think it's right anymore. It's that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird, if you need any help with anything, let me know.
Yeah, that's why I keep sending you messages, because I know you're very up to speed with it. I'm like, hey, opinion.
Yeah, I know. I'm very appreciative of that. Whenever I offer that to other friends, they're like, yeah, I'll definitely hit you up on that, and they never do.
You know, so much of this game is making judgment calls and kind of just thinking through things that sometimes I try to get other opinions from other people just because I know it's up to me technically, essentially, but if there's a rule that states it otherwise, I'm like, I'd rather follow that unless it's game breaking.
Yeah.
Wow. Found the basement.
I'm back.
Yes.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Do we all
Is that
take a little
everybody
break?
coming back?
I think so.
I think everybody just came back at the same time. Holy crap.
Nice.
I had to make tea for the wife.
Oh, fair. Oh man. Okay. Okay, so you make it down to the bottom of what seems like a small staircase, and it kind of splits a little bit around a stone wall that's in the center of this little hallway. So you kind of split around it, and there's 2 open doors at either side, which is why I split you guys around a bit. Try not to move too far ahead of me because we are actually going to take initiative order here, because this changes the game.
Got it.
This entire area is going to be initiative based. So you do have your movement speed, you have your action, bonus action. Consider this from point A to point Z a giant dungeon that you actually have to make your way through. It's not just rolling and throwing shit out whenever you feel like it. You can interact with each other. However, anything that you want to do will have to wait until your next turn if you used up all of your stuff. For those of you that have double actions, as far as I could take 2 shots, you could take 2 actions. I'm adding that because it'll just make it go a little smoother and a little quicker. We are not going to get through this tonight. But I do have a special job for Ball when he comes back. So we will get to
He's
play
the monster
in the end.
He will be.
He's 100. He's the final boss. I believe
He's
it.
the big bad. 100%.
Oh, my worst nightmare.
I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so unbelievably happy.
All right. So, Bird, would you like us to roll
I need
initiative?
everyone to roll initiative. We're just going to find out where everyone goes. We're mainly looking for orders of operations.
Oh, I didn't click on my person. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Neither did I. Did I? Maybe. It seems like I did.
Tisk.
Yeah, you did. So the only person I had to add is Vandry, I think. Yeah.
Are the kids still with me?
Yes.
Got it.
Say, at turn 11. Cool. Yeah. All right. I think that's everybody. Right? Yeah. Cool deal. I didn't mean to do that. Ignore that button that I just pressed because I'm dumb. All right.
Kaiser, it's a good thing you had that plus 11.
Yeah. Right? As you
Even better
look
that Vandry had
through-
plus 10.
Yeah.
That's
not
true
wrong.
too, actually.
Everyone, as they enter this area, and the doors, like I said, are open ahead of you, can hear a very faint, eerie, incessant chant echoing through the entire chamber that's ahead of you. It is absolutely impossible to hear where this echo is coming from. It feels like it is surrounding you completely. The hallway ahead of you is very narrow. Everything is made of stone. It looks like it was possibly hand chiseled at some point or other in the distant past. And you can't really hear what is being said, but you could hear the repetition. There's very faint light down here. Pretty dark, but you can still basically see a few feet ahead of you for anyone that does not have dark vision and or any other special visions. Others can probably see a little bit further than that. That is fine because we're going to take it one step at a time anyway. Keep in mind these boxes are now 10 feet per square for the grid. You guys can see the grid on there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because I had to shrink you guys down to make it so you'd fit, each one is 10. So as you're mathing things through, consider that.
Okay.
Elida, you go first.
Alrighty. Well, considering that I can hear the chanting, to start off with my first action, I'm going to cast Death Ward on myself.
Okay.
So it is, I'll put it in chat for everyone's benefit, it is a level 4 spell. I touch a creature and grant it measure of protection from death. The first time the target would drop to 0 points. As a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, the effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Nice.
So I figured that considering we're about to walk into something that's very unknown, I'm gonna chuck that on myself. I'm then now I'm not sure how many of us have got dark vision and who don't, for obvious reasons. So as my second action, because I get 2 attacks, I believe that's correct, Bird?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to again carry Sacred Flame. And as a cantrip, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And that shall be my turn.
Beautiful. I will remember to press the button. Scarth, with children in tow, what would you like to do?
Scarth is just going to move his first 30 feet. So that's 10, that's 20. And that's 25. Is that 30? Can I do that?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Since he has 120-foot dark vision, can I scoot him up just to look what's in there?
Yeah, what is your vision allowing you to see? Let me see.
I can see 120 feet into darkness, both magical and non-magical, as if it was normal light.
See if I can change this. Did that change some of your vision?
Yeah, that changed it drastically.
So this is
Okay, yeah, I won't
new
move anymore.
for
Do I see anything in that room?
RPGs for me, at least, in terms of using
Ahead of
initiative to
you?
do stuff.
Let's see.
So let's see how this pans out. I think it's going to work quite well to get us through this
So
dungeon,
in
and we're going to have
that
another
room, there's visual to you is
session after this, of
some
course.
table and chairs. There's no people that you could see. And there's it looks like just some shambles of things that might have been used recently, some dishes. It just looks like a den of somewhere to eat, essentially. But fresh. I mean, it's being used. Nothing down here is covered in that dust. It's just dirty, generally speaking.
Alright. Wait a second, I gotta check something with my character sheet real quick. Alright. I'm going to use my first. I think I only have one
I
action.
think I can fix that for you too.
10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to go right here, 30.
Okay.
And
Yep.
that, I'm going to triple check real quick. I want to make sure I'm not just missing out on a. Sorry.
Adjusting all of this shit. No, you're fine. I think for the essence of time, I'm gonna let everyone do one round, and then I think we'll start again next week.
Yeah, that's my turn. Do I see anything down in these little?
Yeah, actually, you can see a couple of different little alcoves. All open doors, nothing is closed, and there doesn't seem to be any door at all on these. And the one that you can see clearly, directly across from you would be over here, is what looks like just a straw pallet, possibly for a bed.
All right. And who do I still see behind me in the group? I can see
just
something.
out of the corner, you can see Eliadan.
Okay, that is my turn.
Okay. ZR1.
I will just keep on trudging through as well. Yeah, I'd be following him.
Okay.
Box, you said your move speed was 30?
Mhm.
I'll be right here then.
Okay.
What's your move speed?
30.
Well, if you take 2 actions, then you'd be able to get right up next to me. I mean, if you take your action to move
as
on
we
a
walk
top.
almost like a
as you,
yeah.
yeah, as you take your action as a walk, you get an additional 30 feet. That's what I did there.
Right. But I was a bit further behind you, so
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I didn't.
yeah. So this would be my two
Yeah.
actions there.
Your
so.
2 actions. Okay.
I'm sure I'm kind of doing it passively, but could I do a perception or anything like that as well?
Sure. I mean, if you really want to. Let's
I
see,
do. I
let's
really
see,
want
let's
to.
see.
I
know,
like
really,
rolling
really
dice.
want it. All right, so let's see. So as far as you can tell, this has been used fairly recently. Everything's been cleaned up. There's not really much laying around on the table. There's 4 place settings that have all been recently eaten off of. And you notice that there's no way, logically, for them to get food down here. When you look around a little bit, in the very corner of this room, it's actually not listed here, I don't know why, is the dumbwaiter that comes from upstairs. And open in it is a large platter, and the top has just been thrown back into it. So it's kind of like on its side, and there's no food left on the platter itself.
Oh no. Because I think I was the last person to touch the platter, and I didn't eat anything. That's worrisome.
Also, the kids are still with Scarf. Just
yeah, kind of just shimmering by his sides. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Zaralon?
All right, so Zaralon's gonna look at Eliadan and be like, "What took you so long? You were right behind me."
That's right, he's clueless. I forgot. Oh.
Yeah, Kaiser saw something on the ground that the smoke was going over. It was Balathor's dead body.
I feared that might have been the case.
He seemed to have pretty much his guts ripped out. His body had only been dead for a short time, but he was lifeless, like the soul was sucked from him.
Well, we just can't have that, can we?
And that's why that is why we took so long, is because we were trying to find out what was causing it. Because Kaiser picked up on it, but then also I didn't want to leave anyone up there. And I want to make sure that we all caught up and we went through this together. Because
I couldn't agree more.
I don't want to lose anyone else.
It's time, Bird.
Okay. Dear God.
We're gonna use it. We're doing it. This is what I was waiting for.
Oh my God.
What are you using it on?
Shit.
Let's
We are bringing Balathol back. And here's how I'm gonna word it.
Oh no.
Let's
Sorry,
hope to
Bird.
God.
Oh, no.
I will warn you. It has to be very specific.
Yes.
The wrong
Hmm.
wording on a wish spell can cause a
I
lot
will
of
tell you
fucking
right now, using wish to bring someone back is like the most risky thing you can possibly do with that damn spell. I swear to God.
Let's see what happens. I mean, this is what I wanted to use it for. So, and Bal was a friend. So,
What's
mortal
he though?
enemies,
Okay.
really. I
I
mean,
did 5d10
Oh,
damage
gosh.
to you. What do you mean?
well, I mean, then there's more that'll come to it if I'm able to pull this off successfully. So,
Such a friend elbows him in the freaking nose.
he was looking out for me in the long run. Okay. So how do we word this? So I want to oh, Bird's gonna twist this if I don't get it right.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna use like common words to make this easy and not try to turn it into any kind of spell or anything like that. But so do I have to start this with like I wish? This is so long. speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundation of reality in accordance with your desires. So I wish that Balethal is returned to life in full capacity, unharmed in his natural state, that no member of this party shall be altered or harmed in the process, like nothing ever happened, and he is back at my side.
I don't like that Bird is giggling. Okay.
No. I know exactly why Bird's giggling. Smithy, you missed something.
I missed something. What did
I will
miss?
let you tell him.
So,
Let's see who pays a lot of attention.
because you didn't mention a period of time,
Oh no, time.
you potentially actually get time travel to a point, effectively removing you from the game to a point of time to where Balethal is still alive.
Thought I
Or
had it all covered.
you have a baby Balethal next to you.
Also, do we have baby Balethal? Please tell me we have baby Balethal. Oh my god.
It can also take you to a different
I'm
dimension.
like, okay, I gotta think of like him, like his full capacity, so she doesn't raise him as a zombie. Make sure that nobody in the party is harmed, and then I forgot time. Damn it!
There are, I'll tell you right now, just from a fellow DM standpoint, there's like 19 different things I can think of right now that I would already do.
I mean, no matter what I said, there was gonna be something, but I meant to have time involved in there as well, and I spaced on that one.
And Bird, was I correct?
Partially.
Oh god.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more to it.
I think you guys might have missed something. I don't know.
I think you guys have just
Try, damn it!
very
we need to
interesting.
add some fun in here. Oh, and I think there probably needs to be a wild magic roll on this as well.
There definitely needs to be a wild
Oh
magic roll.
gosh.
Smithy, you don't know how much
D20?
joy you just gave me. You have no clue. You have
It's a
no
D20
clue.
bird.
Yeah. D20 on the magic, on the wild magic, and I have to think of how I want this to
Ooh, that was
play
close.
out. That was
Ooh.
very close. Lucky son of a bee.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh my
let's
god. My heart is literally pumping right now. I'm so happy. So
I had to
happy.
use it, guys. I had to use it. I almost used it when he charmed me, and I was like, do I though? And then he died. I was like, okay, here's where we use it. We're gonna go big and fall flat.
Oh.
Okay.
My
So
god.
according to this,
I really hope you end up being taken to like an alternate reality timeline where Balethal is a like Cthulhu looking motherfucker, but you have him as a baby and he's just like a baby Cthulhu next to you in some like random dimension. Like, that's all that I'm hoping for. Or like a face sucker Balethal kind of thing. Like, oh
Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention like dimension, time, man. I needed to get so much more. I needed to plan this out longer.
okay.
I'm so excited.
Moved.
I'm
There's a
so
lot to this
excited.
spell that can happen.
Mm.
A lot. First of all, from what you can tell, nothing dimensionally is happening.
from what you can tell.
From what you can tell, correct.
Key phrase.
Ball is not, you didn't bring his body with you. So you don't know what's actually going on, if anything, on the 4th floor of the house. However, going down this list of repercussions that you may or may not have to take. Let's see. My gosh. Nope, not doing that. Okay.
Oh my god. I am.
The
Smithing.
stress of casting this spell to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you.
Mm-hmm.
After enduring that stress, each time you cast a spell, not this spell or any spell, a spell, until you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell.
Ouch.
So every spell that you cast from here until you either perish or I say so, is that level spell d10 necrotic damage.
Holy shit.
Cantrips, got it.
This damage can't be reduced or prevented in any way. In addition, your strength drops to a 3. If it isn't 3 or lower already for 2d4 days, for each of those days that you spend resting and doing nothing more than light activity, your remaining recovery time decreases.
Strength is -2. Already.
Well, that's
That
your
means
modifier.
that means your ability.
That's your modifier. It's your total strength
This
goes
is your
down.
Sorry, so
total
7.
strength.
Got it, okay.
Yeah. Finally, there's a 33% chance that you are unable to cast Wish ever again. So, roll yourself a percentage. D100. Let's see if
A
you
what?
actually ever get a D100. So, that is your percentage, Jai. On that left-hand side, yeah, there you go. You are incredibly lucky, to be fair, because it's only a 33% chance. So you can cast it again if you ever get a long rest in here, which I don't know, we'll see.
Or use sorcery points. I
Right.
think.
Remember, you gotta
I
roll
would-
2d4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to roll 2d4. Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
With the wish spell.
So
8 days.
to recover your strength is what that's for.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, I don't think we'll be here for 8 days.
We won't be here for 8
No.
days. Yeah.
No, we won't.
I only planned on getting this off once, if ever.
However, anything else that may or may not have happened with this spell, you are unaware of
Interesting.
for now.
So I don't know if it brought Bell
You
back
don't
yet or
know
not.
if it. Well, he's not with you. So
Mhm.
if it did, by chance, he may be upstairs, woken up incredibly pain, or he may not have woken up at all.
He could be upstairs bleeding out again. Who knows?
He very well could be. Or it might not have worked whatsoever because of very key phrasing that I used when I explained how he died.
You know, lack of soul and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did say that he would be brought back fully unharmed as if nothing had ever happened to him, right?
Correct.
Only if his soul still
But-
exists. You can't create
Yeah.
a soul.
Right. Any spell that
Oh.
would
Trap
particularly
his soul.
remove a soul
remove it.
or makes it so that no spell can bring them back.
No.
God, but it's the
Like,
most
even-
powerful spell.
It doesn't matter.
It is
Even the most
one of the most powerful spells.
even the
Remember, for
greatest of
every-
magics have not been
yeah.
able to make a soul. Like
But
that's one of the
also,
big
Got it.
you
things.
have to keep in mind that for every powerful spell that you may have, there are a lot of classes that also have powerful spells that do the opposite in equal force.
Yeah. No,
Got
it's-
it, yeah.
There's some
D&D is
spells that
very
do
balanced
ridiculous
in a
things.
way that
Mm.
make those things kind of happen. However, that might not be the end of Ball.
Say that again?
I mean,
I said that might not be the end of Ball.
Oh.
in
Okay.
a way, Ball is always with us. So even though he's dead now, it's like we have a part of him with us. You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
Unfortunately.
After doing that, Bird, I will forego movement. I will sort of take a knee because the wish was so draining on me.
Absolutely.
And I'll remain in place.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Mind you, anybody that was around him that did hear and see him doing this and knew of what it was and what he was trying to partake is a little unsure of what the results may be. Was it smart? What could happen? Is he awake? Is he in pain? Is he undead? There are a lot of questions floating through everyone's minds directly around Zaralon, who care to think about it.
Question: is Scarth and ZR1 far close enough to hear him cast the spell?
With the echo in this chamber and the chanting, I would say probably you're not that far away yet. And these hallways are very narrow, so the sound is going to travel a bit further.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
ZR1, anti-magic.
Yeah, magic's weird.
Yeah.
Whose turn's next?
Mike.
Next is going to be Kaiser.
All right, so I'm see Sarlon kneeing on the floor. I'm just scooch by him. I'm just, walk past him and walk past Altharion. And it's like, you said it was 10 per block?
Each square is 10, yeah.
All right, so
I just
that's
cut all of
20,
the
30. And instead of taking an action, I can keep walking and double my thing, right?
Exactly, yep.
30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there.
Sure. Beautiful. Okay. Hey, you.
All right. With hearing what just happened, with Sarlon, he feels very, very, just very defeated with the whole situation of what happened to Ball.
Is this, out of curiosity, is this the
Yes.
first time that you would have experienced death to someone close to him in this current experience?
Yes.
Okay.
In this sort of situation, he's experienced death before, but not like if it was someone who's even sort of vaguely close to him.
Okay.
So again, he's very defeated with this. And with that, he also kind of looks towards Eladin, and has sort of a guilt sort of feeling towards it. Not like that he did anything wrong, but how everyone's kind of been acting. So before I take my wait, so speed is the same thing as movement, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before I take my I guess 35 movement areas.
35 movement, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to Eladin, look, with everything going on and what might happen in the future. And he hands out a spoon and gives it to Eladin. Just take this. And then I'm gonna take my
The highest vote of respect from Hayu, apparently. I love it.
I will take the
Buy this boy some
spoon.
spoons.
I will take the spoon and go, thank you.
We're going 5, 10.
And
Need a spoon shirt.
we need to get that on a t-shirt. We can literally, it should be done on the back. Dungeons and Gumdrops. If we take their spoons, we can take their lives. Is the quote.
Tempt me. Okay. I'm hoping.
Hey, just in case you all forgot, I make those for a living. Iron-ons are my job.
Ooh, okay.
Burn.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
I will buy one. I need it.
Reminder.
I need to know how much that would cost to do, so we can send those out for the holidays.
We can chat about things. I love it. No.
And then random question.
Yes,
Are there any, is there any sort of like vegetation or like plants down here by chance?
You can roll a perception check.
The shenanigans, chat. The absolute shenanigans. So many.
Yes, apparently. In some of the corners of the walls, particularly, you do find some very interesting mushrooms growing out of any cracks. They seem to be sprawling pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
Of different varieties. There's some that are just plain brown mushrooms, but there's some that have different colors, and even speckles to them as well.
Okay. Okay, so with my second turn, would I be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. Just like a general question, just like who else might be down here with us, with all the chanting going on?
Creatures that
That's
have
a question.
substances. Terrain. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, right.
I think Heyu's a druid.
Okay, cool.
That very much seems like a druid spell.
I'm going to keep them more simple, but
yeah.
So you asked if there's other people down here? That was specifically what you had said?
Yeah.
Okay. A few of the mushrooms kind of chatter over each other, so you can't really make out everything that they're saying.
Okay.
But the one that you do focus in on says that there's many, many people to the south.
Okay. All right. I think that will end my turn then.
Okay. Next up is Bram.
I'm gonna 35. So 1, 2, 3. You said the blocks were 10. Sorry.
Yeah, blocks are 10.
And then I'm gonna double it, so I get 70. So 7 spaces. And we'll stop there.
Okay. Anything else with your anything? Or no, just that?
Nope, just that.
Okay, fair. Bandry.
I'm just gonna move. Everybody's going in different directions, aren't they?
So far, everyone that has moved or can move, has gone up and to the right of this next walk.
Okay, what is my move speed actually? 35. Okay. And you said each square is 10, right?
Each square is 10, yeah.
That's 10, 20, 30.
Fire's a smartass.
Right there?
Yep.
Cool. That's what I'm doing. I'm staying back.
Okay.
I'm very cautious. This is a very weird place.
Yeah, very. What is your vision? Do you have special vision?
Dark vision. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, actually, can I stealth as well?
Absolutely. Feel free. Nice. Jesus Christ. Look at that crit.
What? I am one with the wall.
Yeah.
The wall and I are one.
She's gone. Even Elidan's like, where did she just go? She just
Ladies and
vanished
gentlemen,
right into the walls.
We've got a stealth.
You blinked and you're like, what?
No one really knows which direction she went. That was beautiful.
Stealth.
So
He's
much.
actually one of the mushrooms.
She starts talking to Hey You in the background. Oh my god, that's beautiful. So we will pick this up next week. I will have a nice big chat with Ball because I have some special things for him to do. Before anyone leaves or checks out, can everyone roll me a d20? And I will tell you what it's for next week.
Oh no.
Awesome.
I would rather not, actually.
Well,
I did that wrong, sorry.
oh, you're fine.
I only rolled a 9.
Ah!
Okay.
Serious?
What is this Fred? Get out of here.
Yeah. Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, bugger.
Okay. Cool.
Did we all get
We
different
have a pretty
numbers? Okay,
split there,
good.
Yeah.
Good, good. Good, good,
Do I
good.
have to roll?
1, yes. 2, 3, 4.
I had good rolls all session except for that one.
Yeah.
I had pretty great rolls all session. Just a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
them.
you've been- Yeah,
Yes.
you're pretty good. Okay, perfect. So we will pick this up right from where we left off here.
Nice.
Sweet.
And we'll have some
Oh,
fun.
we
And
got
hopefully
2
finish
people with the
this.
same.
Oh, ZR and me.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's actually individuals and it's nothing to do with each other. So you're all pretty good right now. I did mention what these roles might be for
Oh, I think I remember.
when we very first started.
Sanity rolls.
That was a while ago.
It
Okay.
was a while ago, so I was not really sure if anyone remembers. That's why I said I'll go over it next week so we remember what it is, and we can actually kind of bring it into the game a little bit, because that specific mechanic is going to impact you all in this section, and further. So that's the time. Yes,
I gotta head out, but I just got a question,
Yeah.
Bird. Are you enjoying Scarth as much as I am?
I love Scarth. Scarth's a lot of fun. Scarth's a lot of fun.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, see ya. I'm gonna wrap up my
gonna-
stream and I will
Yup.
chat to you in a minute.
Same.
Yeah.
Same here.
Alrighty, team. That was so much fun and that was really good. So much shenanigery happening with the D&D session. Sorry, I'm just gonna open up another browser so I can bring up Twitch. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy hanging out. Yeah, it was very interesting, Degrin. Very interesting indeed. Shenanigery. Yes, Firepoison. Tons of shenanigery. Tons of it. Shenanigery. Shenanigans. But yeah, my money's on Hey You actually being a druid. ZI has no shenanigery. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been absolutely awesome to play D&D with these guys. I love these guys so much fun. Being able to get some up on Smithy as Zarlot and be able to take some as well from him has been good. Yeah, thanks. Bye. So yeah, just to let you guys know what we're coming up this week. So Tuesday night and Friday night, we're going to be starting at 7 p.m. For the hobby streams. On Tuesday night, we'll go to about 10:30. On Friday night, we'll go to about 11. Then on Saturday is when we're going to start up doing the long Saturday streams. We're going to be doing hobbying in the morning for a couple of hours, and then we're going to jump into D&D because time zones would have changed. More than likely, I'll definitely confirm that during the week, and I'll let you guys know. I'll probably actually confirm that tomorrow, and then we'll be able to let you know the actual times. And that is the plan for next week. It's going to be a lot of progress done. It's been awesome to play D&D with you guys. We're going to send off the raid because I'm probably going to hang out and chill and chat with these guys for a bit. So much fun. We're going to send off the raid over to a fellow Warhammer streamer who is a good mate of mine. His name's Mango Smasher. He's up quite late for being in the UK. Let's... Once this decides to finish loading in, because it's still going, but we'll kick off the raid. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out. It's been so much fun to hang out with you guys. If you haven't already, make sure to be following me on all of my socials. I'm going to be working pretty hard on YouTube stuff coming up, as well as Instagram, Facebook, all the platforms are going to be working on stuff, TikTok as well. I've got some shorts that I need to do to be released this week. I'll probably be working on them tomorrow, quite likely. And then if you aren't already, jump in the Discord. We've got over 80 members in there now, getting closer to 90 as well. It's absolutely awesome to have such an awesome community in there, talking about the hobby progress they're doing, showing off the models, talking about the games that they've played, talking about army lists and stuff as well. Really, it's going to be so much fun to have you guys in there. So if you haven't joined, please make sure to jump in there. It's also where you get stream alerts, the schedule, all that, all in one place as well. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me for Dungeons and Gumdrops Session 19, Spirits of the Dead. We'll be back on Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all then.